brothers and sisters, the problems we face are real, but so are the solutions. We can rebuild our economy, we can create jobs, we can restore faith in governance, but we must commit to the hard work of change. You were not appointed to occupy space. You were appointed to solve problems. Let me remind you of the social contract we have entered into. The Ghanaian people expect us to deliver, and we must not with excuses, but with results. I've said before and I repeat now, this is the legacy term of my presidency. I intend to make it count. I intend for it to matter. And I expect that every member of this administration will do the same. We must work with a sense of urgency, and President Jonathan spoke about the 4-year term. Our young people are tired of waiting interminably. Our farmers, our workers, our entrepreneurs, especially our women and youth, want to see policies that work for them. They want fairness, they want opportunity, they want to live in dignity and prosperity. Indeed, they are not asking for handouts.
Thank you very much. The first question is about the rise in the value of the cedi. We recognize a very steep appreciation in the value of the cedi in response to the reforms that we were carrying out. And for those of you who listened to me, there was one occasion where I said, people were asking whether it will go below 10. And I said, it is dropping, but it will find its true value. It was undervalued at 16, and it probably is overvalued at 10. But somewhere between there, we have the real value of the cedi. And so I believe that it is about stopping rapid depreciation of the currency. Almost every currency would realize either depreciation or appreciation in the course of a year. But when you have steep depreciation of about, like we had in 2024, 25% depreciation in the currency in the first half of the year, it makes planning difficult. And so, yes, Bank of Ghana has been intervening in the forex market, but they've withdrawn. And what happened was that because of the rapid appreciation in the value of the cedi, we saw an exponential increase in imports, because then people could buy cheaper dollars and so they could import more, which is a natural economic phenomenon. But on the other side, exporters are not happy because they get less cedis for what they export. And so every country tries to find out a balance where exporters are able to do good business and importers are not overburdened by high forex rates. Where that lies, I don't know. I'm not a central bank. But the cedi is making an adjustment, and I believe that it will settle at a certain rate, and we will make sure that any depreciation that occurs in the value of the cedi is within a margin of about 5% per annum. That is what we target. And so for now, there's still speculation. It's also coincided with a period where we saw a reduction of 50% in remittances, because citizens in the diaspora were taken aback by the rapid appreciation of the cedi. And so if somebody was building a house, if he was going to send $100,000, it meant that he was losing a certain percentage of that 100,000. And most of them would decide to adopt a wait-and-see attitude and say, oh, no, as for cedi, it's not possible that the cedi can regain its value to that extent. By all means, it will go up again. So I'll hold back my remittance until the cedi goes back up. So we saw a 50% reduction. But there were also some other factors. There were some money transfer companies that were collecting cedis abroad and not repatriating collecting dollars abroad and not repatriating the dollars. There were other which we're investigating. There were other cases where people applied through the commercial banks for foreign exchange to cover imports. And those monies are transferred to pay for imports, but the imports never came into Ghana. And we've studied a period of 4 years, and over the period of 4 years, about $42 billion was taken out of this country without the corresponding imports coming into the country. And so we started sanctioning some banks, and soon we'll start interrogating some individuals who ostensibly took money out against imports but never brought those imports. We want to know what happened and if there was wrongdoing to sanction whoever it is. While we work to stabilize our economy and improve the value of our currency, we must protect that currency, because a strong CD is good for all of us. But when that happens, some people try to take advantage of it. And I think that we should all condemn anything like that. Thank you very much. The first question is about the rise in the value of the cedi.
Was shop, market center, fuel station. Baby, I want to make an area piano. Mame and Chechia, a dumb man and pim taxi drivers, Uber. Yango boat mame cheche munyina ene awie ya babe adwuma mo joining ye ewo ye Facebook page and other platforms ye da mo ase fenu bright answer ye da mo ase ene awie mame fa na ase ma ye Ghana ye nsom etim no morning show ye da mo ase pa nyame nhira obi bia sanso na ase enkoma ye Dr. K ene ne dom omomode premtrobia kasebo ebreye elda sampa so ne team yeda mo nyina ase nyame nsro bibia happy beve danso yeda ase se wa join ewo ye Facebook page kwako GHS here with us on our Facebook page yeda mo nyina ase se monya ye ho adaje na money ye eshia higher Accra100.5FM down number 100.5 Jumadini din at the citizen show Ghana full show JB Jata ewo Jata cement factory Michael Ajano from Kwabena Jonas Andia Samoado is here with us and yedase Jonas yedase bebre na mamenka mo se nyame adma 28th of November year no wa bra ye ni abra 28th we na ye mame nana kuredu ajimai ye ja ye mame nana kuredu ekwai na asada no anso wanchi hima ye nana abre fam wanchi hine mame na 28th no anso ye ginemu ewo wanchi nana kwame Isaac from Ansah South manso agro yesum yedanasi bebre o hwe dom na mpempem a o mo hwe free achirichiri ne bencheye a kire se bia nyese bia ho ofenti a but Ghana 4% ye kasa Ibrahim Musa from Northeast Ibrahim Musa Matim Eric Derry ewa say Albert K ohene yedase Abedke Okain sorry yedase pa se wanya ye ho adaje na wato ye credit na wa join here taxi drivers and trotro drivers and ye dedicate adwumadie we de ama omo William Azilaku says good to see you Maria Onuman I say yote Isaiah watching us live from Kubekro number 2. My man chia ye Kubekro number 2 for nyina. Doma ya ubia no ama amanfo a omo adaje no so ahwebi. Na omo atiebi. Na omo akabi. Matesa ye say omo ye your friend say is it pon yo pon any okun pon oh any open road bi wo mate se omo Pastor Delay Nana Chumasi I was Switzerland Zurich Lord Pani Yes, unu say Kwame Switzerland enkwani kura minya mefra replay akọ. Switzerland and Japan. Baby a minya say nyame ya madonna me kametimi afra replay kametimi akwa hwe ho. Ekuro we mi say mete aeroplane mu kura kosa ekuro we mi enu so na aeroplane no etehwe ne manya enura mepe. Nkura manije ho pa heaven ene ho omo ni ate ohwe ekuru no sede omo ahyehye no a ntia na nkrofo mekọ America mekọ London ne ade no mebuso mo se ya na okoye den ede be pa na wokọ David Kwabena Forsen says I'm a taxi driver in Oxford, UK and listening to you live. Thank you, David Kwabena Forsen. Vanellam I say so also Ewo Alujo, Benin Alujo, Paratago. Oh, there be where dear so do. Kakrabedu Aguna Swadro. Thank you, Kakrabedu. Me da se Benjamin Pole or now Pole. No more you be on French Pole Nana Chumasi. Yeah. Switzerland. Minyawa meba. Minyobi obe so me nsapa. Edmi akọ Switzerland enka meko minya ka meko na aeroplane no foro no ehọ na eya na problem no ni nyina ewo se be ya me fro aeroplane be chime ti ya na ne foro no ehọ ena ehame Jang Theophilus watching us live from Abu Dhabi. God bless you back. And now you see akwa be economist. Kwamena akwa no eya rehosem yenu ano yo so oye economist wa America. Ena wa granti eye Joy FM interview. Ena nani abre no ho say afiwe budget no it's not about transformation. It is about only stability. So ya na nipa de brofo hunu nipa na ya jai common sense ato. Common sense na ya na nanom efre ni nyansa. Ye no enema eye sedun ketia beka se onipa uko suku no wagimi a wagimi suku empepa jimi. Agboja Nathaniel, I'm surviving in Ghana every day. You got to survive, bro. Jonas Yaboa also otie Vivian our London. Thank you, Vivian. Yadamu nyina ase. Arafo ma assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Rekofai domeko abenya Sadek Asare nso atre for yadamu ase ye chiamo. Ma meketwa nso join ye ewo ha. But na me ka asem bi economists bi asem a woka. Osi ai budget we no transformation no ye hu na ase bibia is about stability. Kwame say obi inti Kwame oni obi teka mu ka na ekọ gidi break na pai obo break ye mo baabi amwani hwe no mo ko wura mena mu o na Kwame utimi bre agistia no a enye ka no na ubedika abomode agina no apɛ baabi awura bɔkɔ sɛbe ya monko wura amnanum engu enye de onipa bi awe no we Kwame just okɔ economic school or Harvard enye se bia eya na sɛ me pɛsɛ manage school na pɛsɛ me ba so ko school do akirenti no but da bia me ka kyerɛ me ba kwaku sɛ obekɔ school agimi de enka wonyai na me mfafie nyansa no entreni no because mentia se unu obi tika mu ka na oko speed ekọ gajaga baabi ekọ no break apai ekọ sha menem watimi ay bre agistia na free nipa ne nsem enti wo so betia so se obese wo transform car no enti wo tia so na ajampo amana no ana se oyɛ den ɛde na apesa wo yɛ. Common sense will tell you that ubejina car no be bomodia so be hot car no stabilize car no a condition na mwesi na mo abɛhwɛ mo examine car no na mo ahwɛ brake no kra no on say brakes no ye will be an code ɛyɛ ade kɔtɔ so ahu no ahwɛ no ayɛ fast asomo obi ama na baabo so kan wato brakes ni bi di aba na mo de ahyɛ na afei de ebi kura no abaabi na mo ani hwɛ ne nyɛ enti ɛsɛ mo reverse car na kakra so ahu na mo ba main road Ansah na wa movie we ade ɛsɛ obra ho na titles enti na Ansah wa mo gege nkrofo titles no yes because Kwame one hwɛ yie pɛ okoka na honorable omo board in bone but nyansa no wɔ fam adwene no wɔ fam no nipa timi interview akwa we no hwɛ ne saa na ɔkɔ wo dey busan this simple common sense we common sense no nipa da sani no ɔhwɛ no no akeka nkwasi asɛm saa na ɔkɔ okosia ma no ɔka credentials ɛyɛ ɔnkɔ baabi a oni nyina watɔ ɛyɛ titles no na ɔkɔka kyerɛ wɔn owia na ɔno bebusa ɛyɛ ɛyɛru Kwame despite sɛ na despite ne doctor no na sɛ Kwame despite yɛ man professor krankeye wɔ wadwene yɛ de bia adwuma ɛma nkɔla nya bi yɛ true or false wɔ wadwene yɛ de sustain business true or false woni adwene bia Kwame despite yɛ man professor ɛnkɛyɛ no akeka saa no ɔkɔ na nkanya ni bresem Kwame ne wo wiase nipa na kyese wiase we nu ano me sese no mabre kasanti no onse ameka kyose kasanti no na ma to bi me adwuma no mabre kasa because enipa jimini wo ye no hwia enye yie twa na eso twa kasa so na Kwame ye se Nigeria ka kire DR Congo se omu odwudwu na DR Congo for na ye omu Nigeria for aduru eti se MPP ni ka kire se NDC incompetent dia wonu agya $17 otimi kura koduru your friend say what do you call it inflation 54% no agya no aka kire obi a no ne nam single digit no aka kire ne say wo ye incompetent aka sanya damo ano obi ka no Bobie, there are MPP fools everywhere, including America. And your mobile bro America is a biabawa. Because Omokasa one said done to one said and Adiano and Nipanekano. You find it difficult say until Nipa Papa Neka say. Near Bargino so, near money fans. Oh, they're chrono. Anyway, Kwame, me one year mammy, you know, hear me. And and yes, I mean inciting Crawford. Mesre Tessinungwafo. Desalination plant noir. JM Yema Womoa. Aye, your friend say, we MPP for about 2 muno. That's a Kwabena say partisanship has turned them into village witches. A crashing abbey for pa. A crashing abbey for Kwame Ansah Brampa. Was it the MP people have mastered in the art of recruiting a Jimmy phone? It's just one you won't tear here. Daniel Dyke, photocopy mine. Photocopying there say a sumieni. It says sumieni. You find it very difficult to accept it. Anyway, so but because Kwame, the way Tessinungwa for a struggle with water. It's high time I said Tessinungwa for a 2 gumontreso. You can't live in a city and struggle with water. Yanka say NDC for na aye because knowing the problems enema NDC eye desalination plant ema womo issues no a eye so dear to the heart of NDC aban we no se omo mfa eye tashinungwa de nka ho a womo mogem me support tashinungwa for womo nkam womo nkajam womo kajam no be de bi kire bawomia fie akufu adu fie de aka no nom de akire presidency ayankwase asem say NDC aye nsuo amankrofo one MPP aban amedum desalination plant no say ebia enyo omo basis a omo di dum plant no ene say your friend say funds for that project no budget no ebroso and omo ye investigations so omo ye whatever kwame google share you will see ade we ye nyina ade tikroma you understand omo ambie bia bio omo ambie bio and this by minim senka be omo priority onipa kura wo deny testing ngwafo saade no they should deal with the person okoboy anya ho na okoboy eye MP no which one both 30 testing ngwa nyina ni nyina na okoboy or okoboy onu ani kromufo asem no emfa no MP ni so say ho no current NDC MP say ho no free Omumianu nyina they are not saying anything about it as if say testing ngwafo no yeah me no and I know say me call sampa kwame me nam sampa kwan no so me ba nyina no me ka kire me dru drobo and me ka kire mo say NDC ni MPP politicians ba ye campaign momo Who NDC MP na mo atu agunu so biti na mo abro no who MPP ni executives na mo abro no momo that is the only way because omo mbuyai kwa me say wo fa eye brekum efa eye your friend say yes sir me almost say what's say Testing Ngwa desalination plant temporary shutdown over contractual maintenance and maintenance issue. Yimame. Asa me free sampa eba. Oh, kwame kokoya suma ayi erkaje ekrum. Sampa kuro no dia omuti mfuturo mu. Omudi mfuturo sampa kuro no. Mfuturo no omudi. And I asked myself enti mo kwa akonya ho saa ye den mutim futuro mo kwa akonya ho o de ye den utim futuro mo kwa akonya ho o de ye den me free wa meba me dru drobo me catch me ne drobo for boys bi share and am see NDC MPP for bar until some be yex akwai we no NDC MPP bar be campaign mo NDC aban etimi yakwai we so a MPP ni bia obese MPP atare wo ekroma mombu papa NDC antimi anya ani omumienu nyina mo bia nsuo ma campaign it's so simple. How can you spend money now they are total flags party flags now they are bebo bo we discuss can we be a party t-shirt now they be a party t-shirt na party t-shirt na odi aye no odi how and this is kind of fa kwasiese way tesi nungwafo MPP na to sa desalination plant fatu amame omna etumu akufado no bodamini wabadam onyina obi ana ire no so yankrani o akufado yire no oyankrani ene otumi di sa nkwase asem no e wo tashi nungwa akwa we di tikakraka abaha nipa adwene kwa but it doesn't also mean say NDC tra o man crofo bresa kwame how much would the cake chamuna sham crofo crack gallons and what tashi nungwa area okope even labadi here how people are struggling for water. Yasi bena yiku na ya MP no on the betu baako no okoboy meboa de ya no ahye pias no okoboy ya no ahye pias ya no ahye gefu atraza ni bi ya no aka se yehuna yehu fi no obi amfi wow any 28th October your friend say October yaw and on better the entire omo etumu Tesi Nungwa desalination plant temporary shutdown over contractual maintenance issue. Omo tum da afi no omo my reason. Omo biema omo na asem fa na asem ko. Omo bie emfa ma omo na asem emfa na asem ko. That's okay. Omo bie ema omo na asem emfa na asem ko. It's so simple. Your friend say assignment inner rules no. Obi ntware ni hwe assignment maye. Ya no dia medbetu NDC kwa no. Ya say akufado yire no onya ga ofi pram. Difference be na o pram for ne gas mu. Unim. Okay. Omo enkwahwe assignment. When the people are so faithful to you, it's just so fair and so right. So also be faithful to them. Assignment jina NDC over the years. And as NDC show faith kakra. Ashama inner roots and wash it. And yet the papa. Me pacho, quick one. So maybe 10 minutes. Right? Talk about your community to me. Tell me your community. Says Pokiasi Road no akosi say more for no one can say me fa watch it. Try God say, Bobie, for talking about Ashaman inner city. Rose, this afternoon I say, God bless you back. Omo ye omo dre ni bra, omo dre fa. Omo tra, on say ayi mienu. I think say it's either overhead or
from if anything Ofanko no one say a joint. So I'm busy when I could see maybe by a joint into no almost to me fix it that one.
I want to be a bank in some
them enjoy
in some
Bamugusuye. And so from Sapemani could do Bobie mine.
Oh, sir. And you come on
construction.
Yeah, asphalt naba.
Asphalt in Juhoye. Because overhead there was someone to me overheads, interchanges there was someone to me and cover up.
Okay, but it take shape.
Yeah, take shape.
And almost start asphalt nibi.
Yeah, from Pokwasi to Amasama, the asphalt in there, that's so. And you don't fix it.
Oh, sir.
And from Pokwasi to Amasama, you don't mind asphalt.
Both sides.
And no man born sharp car.
Come away. Na CCTV cameras ni go ahead.
You will call.
Lord Fair Accra100.5FM de bekonti.
You will call.
Oh. Yeah, some more. Anyway, all right, thank you. So, talk to me. One more fa aye pokuase ekwai no so no. Pokuase amasamai insawam pobiman more fa rose no. Yen kasa. Then again, your community. Talk to me about your community. Talk to me. Just 10-15 minutes. Na me dey juma we Talk to me about your community. 0302208090. Live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Bobie, your friend Accra100. Me free from Katamanso.
All right.
In fact, MC, any MP, no, omo beduma. Oh, road, no, town roads, no, inner road, no, omo beduma pa.
Said your mother. Roads ben why you mean can't be Bobie abaso.
Omo the drip machine, no, oshe from barrier, commercial camp inside Omuguswa, omo ya na mene okasa see.
Tobo, from barrier.
Yeah. Rema fa ina road na call Michelle camp inside that one enye kra
meho
enye kra omugusu a omo yese
and obi asende no also of will be a con road
edosun Bobie edosun ba jamicho ekopa high tension ediko adum heba that one omugusu omo ye
okay
ena uko your friend is oyibi ehode ba down a ehon so omugusu omoye nti me de me hu pom ha say no unse pom no eson nti obi apeso be start akwan no film area ba ye be start fi baby nya dia ko baby
okay I agree that one I agree
nti omugusu ye pom de MP ni we no omoye adwuma
that one I agree thank you all right so that's it mama ko fa another caller mo also mo afa Pokriasi road na mo my update yes mo hello let's go. Ofori Delali says greetings commander thank you. Napoleon Soku says the Nungwa water issue is serious. Bobie, personal hygiene and those selling food needs water on the mania bro Bobie please the Nchiramateko Congo area does not have well musukra no say de huhu a eya na mo akofefa atoto eya empotamo no edi ni bi ehunu do ebe de na development abawo ai mpacho ma why no nko from kakra wadaroma
hello
yes madam
hello
me bacho ma wa fidie ne nko from Mesrel
nyanya Bobie na mi shira
Kita
sama kete kwa sama nita woni na ofisa taw ye kwa nya ni fasa sama ma ye anu ma na sama ye breti at and this papa
Pastor Ofra, just take your time. I know your struggles. Let's talk about community struggles. Let's talk about it. Take your time. Look, Yahoo say Jai Okrowe Emma MPP as opposition or Mwajimi. Or Muntimi put NDC on their toes. Ya better than your opposition. Near pursue NDC. Normal look sharp. Yampen Kwasiasem. No Kruma. Yampen some phone. Yahoo say MPP ne or Mwajimi. Opposition or granny to a bar. Ombe lose as opposition leaders. Ombe lose. Yes, Opa Kasi PP ni MPP ni PNC boom. Ni Antwaba no dia oye opposition. Ombe lose. And you say, so I'm who in Fasobia. Yeah, be opposition for NDC. Hello. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. FM double D.
Meet you.
Sir.
Yeah.
And I know me for to Amasama Kwano, me so we be sure ya kwano pa.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, me for sound.
Okay, what do you compare first run to say?
Oh, they say the demo you pull yes in first no crap.
Okay, all right.
And after so yeah, Otini be kwano, Otini be down far to or you be the person Damfa. Dana popin ya to butu no. Yes, rewom.
Mate.
Kwani nyema ye kra.
Mate.
The sonable o mwaye na sakwan we de onyema ye.
Why na ya MP?
Okay.
Why na ya MP?
So honorable Sosu.
Sosu de na adwene mu da ho. Na me ka se ba ko no a.
Dabi enya ba ko na.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Felix say Bobie Bechele Road. omoyo eno around kum Katamanso David Agbanyaga won the American ho adwono hwe ho nyo ye wo ha bema aha ena he kra Richard Benji say Bobie our street lights Accra is so dark street lights street lights in now to kan ya trouble yeah, I don't like trouble I beg but is it true Erika Mankwasi Kontutema very poor William Nyaku says there is no single good road in Ningo Pram constituency apart from the main road from Dewenya to Pram. Hey, I ask more. Yeah. No, okay, Mamenko. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Bobie.
Good afternoon.
I am Adam, Mr. Katamanso.
Okay.
Katamanso area, I quite dear, near Baku say, as a former shaman, ever since Katamanso, Apollonia, near Baku Saint, yes, or Momodia, say we can only class Kakra Mayana. My best special market women, so no, a doing about this, some could do a shamaya. Yenaka and from Katamanso.
Wow.
And to no Mulu Katamanso, they know more by Simono Massa load, so they already know. I dare say, 550 pesos, no. Over we know what you are, Kobe 15 cities.
Wow.
Yes, sir, Mosana or Mumwaye.
Wow. Mate. All right, that's it. Ken Farouk says, Bobie, Asherman Estate to Old Asherman Road. In here, attention. Kennedy Ken says, work is ongoing in parts of Asherman, especially the inner roads, Pink Lady Road to Zenu, Jericho Ecuador Park Road, Kofi Nimo to Community 22, Checkpoint to 22, Big Baller to Lebanon Station, and many more is going on in Asherman. Kennedy Ken. All right, so Asherman for Muntieme, Kennedy Ken information about Mama Yehu say no crow, say no crow. Kennedy Ken say inner roads no baby or more yeah. A free Pink Lady, braha. Hey, don't go and leave me alone. Aha, from Pink Lady, Edeko Zenu, Jericho Ecuador, Park Road is some more yeah. Kofi Nimo to come to 22 or more yeah. Checkpoint to 22 or more yeah. Big Baller to Lebanon Station or more yeah. Kwame Chocho we go now I verify production no. What Chocho go then you check. You give updates. Na a man crofo ani age. No more area one with your radio station. Sir. Sani no. Sasa Kwabena says it seems that Ahinema Kokobin to Anyan Kwanta Road has been neglected. Same as Brofiedu to Ampame Angel Estates Road in Kumasi. The NDC needs to pay attention to those roads, okay? All right? Simple. Kwabena, it is true that Asham and Madiana and Adenta needs their inner roads fixed and the people will be happy. Joseph Benson. Felix Yabua says, Commander, what is the use of the drip machines? Very good question. Christopher Nketia says, Commander, Bechley Road on Yakra Obi-Wan Manoso. Oh, sorry. Hello?
Hello.
Me pacho ma woman unko from why? I beg you. Mpacho first of refrain.
If you are crying,
Mante unko.
N1. The small coin is on a yacht Ketoa.
N1 from where to where?
Tetakwasi up to Kasua.
Wow.
Secret beer so fine so. Sana buyer to Pokuasi. Also a beer so.
Now, remember, hold on, Pame. Why not back and say what she says street lights will Accra? Why? What say? Greater hold on, remember, Tobuneti me ba. Greater Accra region means how they say. What they say? Lendo Clue. One is I am Pino. Ewo Kaswan. Hey. Where?
Hello.
But on Yabota me pay information. Yeah. Oh, he. A lady Bino. On the back, on the madam from my friend. Okay. Now, me pacho, me huni pakro, or the my friend. Why?
Okay. Hello, Galante.
Moko Sedio Dumasi, or Traffic, Sedio Doom. I want to say day 0.
Okay, all right.
I want to definitively when you for Sedio Dumasi. I want to definitively and son of Ba and Samone, Kovobia Kodumia Dina. Almost two in Sumankasa.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Raymond, as a commander, all the street lights from Kwasiman to the Accra are not working. The Greater Accra Regional Minister should walk the talk, but not okay. So, Prince Champon spoke to Asimayra Dunyo and Cotters Road, very bad. Jamila to Muhammad, British commander, you are loud and clear. I want my office. Okay, so please say Bediko is not. I don't have any Bediko, Nicholas. For the drip machines, I learned there is no fuel for its operation. Oh, how? William Yako. How? Any papa beda et Yaka, Sassing we actually. Massa, and you're not mon frère on Abu Nil and Timaye. Mon frère Nimaye. Hello? 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 Okay, I think so I've lost the person. Pacho, another last one, I'm in movie. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Unia Omega, can't go out today.
Okay, Omega.
Commander, me kakra me can say. Eye abanda dano meters be on the buy high no. So that meters no what system no mu. The best so munya umbi so making yamaya. Yes sir, uya balabala. 1 week bia this auto like meter ni gana do e chen has it akura anti yesre say aban we mutu na mo na so mbese samaya mo samaya. E be bio ya honorable and aduma ko wa start kwan e wo kokompe ebe Accra Academy bubu achi wono ogusu a oye enti ebe sire say party ni so for support ammo na chidom because bubu achi hono any ogri wood ni o man youth bebre wa ye ni aduma ye enti ebe sire say party ni enso na sen because e seat fofora ye aduma age enti party ni so na sen na onya kwantum fa ni mo bebre any akwan bi asese bia ontumi ye say de be ya seat ni ebe san so atena subim.
All right. Okay. So, Such Saint says, tell lawyer Enu, the MP for Tema West, to come and fix the rules in Tema Committee 2. He was the one who came to promise to fix these rules. Munyabu Tremamino. Whether he like it or not, he has to fix it, else, Burger Boys. Okay. Kennedy case is. Bobie, it seems the MC in Konkatamanso have to wake up. It has to wake up. The roads in Zenu, Atadeka, New York, and Washington is too bad. The MP, Joti, has to wake up because there is a road at Falcon City close to a filling station. Commander, just some small portion, and so nothing. Agbanyaga says, good afternoon, Commander. Bachelor to Apollonia Road is very bad. Water is another problem in our area. Okay, so Francis says, Commander, something MB people can't do for 8 years. Why do you want NDC government to do it in 10 months? Francis Obianka said, for 10 months. What we are saying is that you need to more vote to my NDC. Where your common sense. You need to more vote here. As much as Adjumane Dawson. Adjumane Dawson. What do I say? Sarah Buddha say they say 6 billion has been given to the assemblies, but no show. Ebinye, you be jira almost 1 moment there you show. You be jira a year for no so MMDC for no so na 6 billion no almost there you show. And yes, 6 million Ghana cedis. 6 million Ghana cedis. Mebwa. And I'm say various assemblies. MPP for BD $1 million per constituency. Omon for say omwadi. Ya mprema obia enisika jomama no de beko. No chiranko jomama ekofi obi di asema kwa akwhye no. omo de beye si ejina omo so ano no omo de beye wa ujiri se 10 months and 11 months no oya ndisi ni ntino eni kwase ebusa ndisi hwe no de kwotena fie ye ndisi fo aye ni abre ne de ye ni abre ade ne ake ne nkwase opposition fo MPP fo omo agimi omo ni chese ahu enema ye se omo boso no be enema wo hwa ye se omo boso na wajai akwa ka eye dollar edru 10 cedis ni dokra ye 5 cedis masem wagimi wo ye 17 Ghana cedis per $1 sata now to dokro still 5 cedis ni 7 cedis ene obi ye dollar 10.89 ebroboto 400 450 obenya bi no wajai ko bisa say anti yes ano dokro no 5 cedis no wagimi at least the ono or $6 kofa eniema eba no at least ne ho adwono na nipa BP ni nu ano se damu se wo mo hye da eko meeting ko chiche jimi o wuntimi hu adekura ewo mo trim ena mo de enam wiase Samuel Kranten say Winneba Road through Sword Road to Nsaba but the no dem so mo ye Winneba and Sword Road no yeah and I'm aware Samuel bacho ebi akwa wache check here. Bobie, where is the AMA mayor? Let him understand that the traders have taken over all the roads in Accra Central, including the pavement. Even the central police station hasn't been spared. But enkani asem you know. Me no lindo kru na eso omo yire no anase AMA. Na eso omo yire wo. Who is in charge? Into okludin na no kan yentini omugu oklu so saa no because I think say AM adwuma ana mebua lighting up the city enye AM adwuma na no maja AM boss no AM boss no oye hwan o de say ya mpa adwuma din bia o moma adwuma no enye efo emanipa Kwame sesi ametuwe me nkokura bomu ana mewe energy no ana first pa no ye nisa energy ni bi ebedu 2028 na enipa bago se di aka ye ne emoso ya Michael Pakpo Alote ade no mo kata say eyelende okunu nko a Abdullahi Saban say commander Sofo line there is no single light on the entire interchange stretch. Can you imagine? Okunu na kwa kan no so kura sesi an obi send me message say baby oye MP no Linda Okru baby oye MP no me hwe ma me hwempo sesi adie ya yiramia senior Okru is a disaster of an MP in Shai Osudoku. Come and see how pathetic the constituency is. From Dodowa all the way to Esuchare, nothing. Road, Basa. The only thing the constituency can boast of is the hospital GM left in his first term. And to offer an Indian one, now then to a cancer, no cancer, auntie, or no qua. Because me will fear behind radio, so bonidia. I ask myself, say, but as a BBL in Dokru, na you know, your friend say, yeah, me boss no so or yeah, there you say roads be war Botiano you say ho enye kra you say ho enye Felix says Bobie, please take this as your personal project and chase the municipal assembly to work. So if chasing now come with me personal project ya Vivian eja me sorry me kwa ya bala o sorry aje se me kwa ya bala wenchi kakra metia ya me say me ka kire wa ora be ho osisi asa tisi ya me kore nam kwa ye bala kakra diwe minya de ye project ni sa na da bia me sisu sa hey abadio Ujina okra ye cheja rani ho. Yan kai o se una o ya adwuma no tie de bi tu ho. Hwe. Obo mo na mfo. Okay. No, mami update. Yeah, no, in a kind. Otu da akona kind. O se enfa.
At Chimota, a police station. Fortune. One fifty, baby, a man bomb pine. Was a debia hoisu. Jonomana, MC in a
yeah.
Obaha crabbe.
Oh, okay.
Obey.
Why? Oh, wow. Wow, what is it? Okay. Oh, MC say no. Now, I say, JM or yeah, MC need DC's awards. On when you know, Muntiminya, Chief of Staff, so Muntiminya, Mufasa, you want and Shamensa, Namuntia Meka, Naminya Accra100.5FM ba. Kamia Maya, a unina, monitoring Bibia. But as I say, central government no monitor. Well, MC no aya de near Bonabaso. Momwa Lindo Clu, Nelindo Clu, so yes, Casa. And I know say, I say, a soldier for inquiry, Yasemi. Yes, what can be no more channel NDC phone channel social media, sir. And ya no Casa Casa then. What do you say? Oh, Honorable Christian Tete Baja. Asa minino. Asa anajua kufu ibia. Oh, minino. Opposition na oya anajua kufu ni bia. Minino. Menina fa flow pen. Minino. Bobie, scrap dealers are also cutting the wires and posts of the street lights. And they are no correct. Yane de trodo Ghana Van Dam unin trobia adia scrap dealers ne eye ewo kroma no kwame anohye street lights ni bi o hanim som tutu ebuobom. Yes, anajo kwame ayi your friend say train no and pakadan train no unza na anu nkrofo bi ko tutu buobom. Yes, over said that's the same one no to boom. Na young people before. No ma than terrorist. I bet try yeso. Ayomwa. Ghana ni be pa na adwene mu dawa. Train awia o. No more party train abo. Kwa be nya some serious hu. Entimi kra street lights no. Na mesi omo ya. On say omo ya timi de ayibi ekata ho saa. Na ese nkantan bi. To protect it. To tubu bomba na anajo. Enyo train kwa na opare train abo. Wa pucha so papai enhwehwe no. Se train be movie e wa ndisi apenso the train nyina. Before yeah sankrofo we no ya ka o masema na enkrofo e dia ya sere e bi na kwa me wusiri. Wo mo a Wait, say, my name so much in Crawford, no, so much more. Well, a firing squad that the whole country will agree. Who saw more now a taxi range, no, almost more air tones, so much tournament, Tiasie. Straight, a diamond, watch it in any thing. Wakuno. No, Chroma, where's a Chroma, Ajo, no, be I steady. Wakoto to bois abotrenum, a Johnny. Eno bi busa sa de ntini ntimi nyusu solar light ye jimi ntia ye jimi ntia awia kataban we ya airboy no ya jimi sa no a on say solar light ni bi wo mpotabo anya adwuma maintenance in actual sense enka greater Accra nyina no ya wire street lights nyina on solar enka nchen Bakofu anwia sika na nkoto Land Cruiser. Chese nyansa ne manitrim se obeye. Ye monitor obia first can be another ayɛ de opɛ nti saa ka enka o mind to say Ghana ka greater enka ye cities ni de greater Accra greater Kumasi greater Tamale greater Boga greater Takrade greater Cape Coast enka solar because awia no nyame de akyɛ free yesu ye jimi free ye jimi ewo nti no ye ntimi nwene ene ye de to ye jimi ewu ye de to kwame eya na ya arehosem nanso se America say ye yi obi kwa energy ministry ye yi obi kwa ha se wo so be ye ade papa ye ogang bi wo ho a omo be ku ato atwene kwa ya se temaport nyina omukum krofo wa be kwa wo ye ho se o de obe wani ate you do the right thing no ne ya se omodo kotukui ya fo ankotukui ya de okwa agwanagwa ya so omo hwekra na ya branti a yakum ukote nya adwuma ya no so na ya no ba me branti brem na de boss wemmo hey ede de baba said you munkumi o munkume ede munkumi o ede munkumi o munkumi free wi ase na me huru se wi ase me ko eso asi kire de na so wo de hey ya so mo yo ya tutu ko ya ma fe de se wo ba hwe no atwonye wo so na o baba onem hey na de be yam say de ani twam kon ba me na no ko hwe ayi friend say ayi river de ndi tidal rave kwame yeah now see boy no now say the chichire wo man say the chichire wo man good governance ni bi nie good governance mo fa ka indicators no strong economy of stability kwame come see stability what me say yes economy no apeke e wo what a world mama mia na me say monya de poso na pomu egu ye be wa egu e pomfa ye nko ye fa wo bai si akai yo da kura ofro safe e wo de suri o si ye be kwa mama wata frɛ ye so ye ne be kwa we don't fear anything right now why you kwame si akai nam si ye Washington ye minya wa Washington ye minya wa ye New York adajo ade sanko de ye Kodebe kume Kwabena na minya dai nam se mo se sam 2020 cities mame me sani nyina ne me frenu fra kwa de kwame me kwai ai fa na me kro ahin me kwai dai ai kwa wango no social media oh I say agrono we hey ya so ba ko so ba ya friend say ya no that no on ya so ba ko so afro channel say dey hwe onte on media na say Jay-Z for your updates hey Uradi Yesu Christo crackers, the living God of Judge Jehovah was a judge boom. Uradi, now say ato, your economy say stability aba. Kwame indicators need jinaso sa. Papa. Ko baby ya. Hey. Wasam ko kwame ekuro no enkola anigi a boni mem ekuro bia se enkoda no anigi a boni mem obi anfrɛ o obi no so obewro no ho a obi anfrɛ o obi anfrɛ wo ho open ko ho ekure ya de ma Christopher bepem ne ye hunu mfaso bia yenya ye mpem kwase asem wo ha ye di kuro no ma Christopher bepem ne no ye hunu ade papa bia ya deteriorate enkramofo community bia ni wa ayeye omo ko read the Quran e wo Mecca bai no omo fa change bia ma zongos dada no we simple a Christopher 70% in Ghana 80% in Ghana emfaso bia ni so ye di kro no ja akonfo ensese abosomfo no kra de frakadamfo na natin so mi etu gadam se na hwe wo mo obi anfra asem ko mo man kwala ne nya de o mbetumi ankwala monyo na mo na wechechire yure monyo mo na wechechire yure ho a ene si ya de damo nsaso ni ai Kwame na mse se papa mpani fo ye from baby ewo ayi da se program no hwe papa panu pa kwala tiam from baby can we go let's go I'm saying that's rabbit I was yeah hey enye mo man kwala ne nya de omo ye mo man kwala ne nya de omo ye obi amfra wo ho emma ho emma ye hwe ade achi e Kwame obi fo ayira obi ba age ayira obi ankoma afie obi obi anye free si ya di kronu sha kohwefo ansa na be ya ya de be hye wo nsa so simple ya di kronu sha kohwefo ansa ene be mo man we ayeyi a ya de sha Danka Williams no nsa be pem ne no krono no omo boyen ene omo no omo yire no omo ma ene omo negotiate akronfo omo no omo negotiate ma akronfo aban we ba omo na ekosere saa ye hunu mfaso bia akonfo yi omo na ema eye akronfo aduro ena madi aduro madi tu aduro madi sikan aduro eye akonfo no na edis ankwase asem no hihye wuram ena omo de nse be ne nkwase ade adrodro omo ho ena moade no omo ti wuram wo na abokosu agu ne tim wo jimi ena ona ema we ishekifo ne malamfo yom tititi zongwe omo ana de akronfo ne sie de atuo ne nse kai sie obi anim ye fa se no yanti obi akes yanti obi akes okroma ya di kroni sha akohwefo nsa na so man ni be ye a ya de be sha akohwefo uni se akohwini bia anim life onimade efe so akohwini bia anim ade efe onim car efe onim nkanea onim street efe onim lord kwa efe onim daya efe akohwini bia anim atare efe onim aduane papa di onim watch papa bo aha ti ya de kroni sha akohwefo nsa no mbetria ya adwuma aboa na so man ni betumi atumpon a obi afokum edura dadwo a ya wuro ya ho edura dadwo a tumutia kwaso true of us. Thank you. We are last announcement. Kwame bibia ni hobi.
I never expected or I never deluded myself that the fight against illegal gold mining or galamsey was going to be an event. I mean, definitely, there's no magic wand. The decay has eaten so much over the last 8 years that it's going to take a lot of work to be able to overcome it. And I didn't expect that in 18 months we would declare victory in the fight, as the livelihoods of about 4 million Ghanaians is on small-scale mining. And so it's going to be a process. It's not going to be an event. But we will not give up. We have a determination to get on top of it. The Gold Board was introduced as part of reforms. And if the Gold Board was not introduced, I mean, those who were taking the profits from the small-scale mining sector were the foreign traders who were taking that money away. In 6 months, we have exported over $6 billion about $4 billion of that money was going to go into the private or foreign traders. And so the first thing is you shut the stable door so that the horse doesn't escape, which is what we've done. So if it's from illegal sources, it's from legal sources. At least it's our land that is being destroyed. So let us get the benefit of it instead of foreign traders. So that's the first thing. But if you go and read the Gold Board law, it has a requirement for tracking and tracing. And as I speak, the Gold Board is working with an organization to put on a track and trace system. And so they're going to see those who have legitimate license requirements so that they can assist them in responsible mining so that we can buy that gold off them. Once we do tracking and tracing, it's in our interest because then we can export under LBMA and we'll get more profit from exporting under LBMA. So the Gold Board is not just about buying gold, it's also about financing responsible small-scale mining. And mind you, small-scale mining is not illegal in this country. It's provided for in our laws. It's just that in many cases, we've not even trained the miners about what responsible mining is. You just see anybody who gets an excavator just goes anywhere and starts digging and washing. But small-scale mining takes place in Australia. It takes place in Canada. And so as I speak, we are organizing a trip for the Small Scale Miners Association to Australia. Australia has given us an invitation to bring them to come and see how small-scale mining is done without destroying the environment. And so that's something we're going to take an advantage of. And the Gold Board is leading with regards to excavators. We're enforcing the law that you must get the permit before the excavator is put on a ship. That is what the law has been, but it was not followed. And so they let the excavator land before they come and ask the Ministry of Transport for a permit. And so we've informed all the dealers that you cannot load an excavator onto a ship until you have gotten a permit. In the meantime, a lot of excavators have arrived at the port. And recently, somebody said they were being released at midnight to their owners and things. That's not true. What happens was there were so many that they had occupied a huge area of the port and congested the port. And so we found the land near Shy Hills, near the military installation. And the Field Engineers Regiment and others have been given charge to move the excavators from the port to that area so that they can free up space in the port. And they do that in the night because of traffic in the daytime. So in the night, they have the payloaders moving the excavators out of the port to the designated areas where they are supposed to be held. And before any of those excavators is released, they must be tracked. They must have a tracker on them. They must be registered by the owner of the excavator. And we must know the purpose for which the excavator has been imported. Because the construction industry also imports excavators. And so you cannot put a blanket ban on importation of excavators just because you think that every excavator is going to go into the illegal mining industry. Even the big mining companies that have licenses import excavators. And so we want to know who is importing the excavators, who it is going to. We want to be able to put a tracker on it and be able to trace that excavator wherever it is in the country. With regards to excavators, we're enforcing the law that you must get the permit before the excavator is put on a ship. That is what the law has been, but it was not followed. And so they let the excavator land before they come and ask the Ministry of Transport for a permit. And so we've informed all the dealers that you cannot load an excavator onto a ship until you have gotten a permit. In the meantime, a lot of excavators have arrived at the port. And recently, somebody said they were being released at midnight to their owners and things. That's not true. What happens was there were so many that they had occupied a huge area of the port and congested the port. And so we found the land near Shy Hills, near the military installation.
Good board for you, quick one. Na yenko yenim and a Gold Board issue statement. Na propaganda amount for a year about gold board no na Rasame Jemfi issue statement. Okay, so gold board Ghana gold board press statement for immediate release November 17th 2025. Ghana gold board not making losses. The attention of the Ghana Gold Board has been drawn to a publication by Ansah Radio alleging that the Gold Board has recorded losses in excess of 3 billion Ghana cedis in its first year of operations. The Gold Board wishes to put on record that the publication under reference is entirely false and deliberately contrived to undermine the successes and significant contribution of the Gold Board the revitalization of Ghana's economy. Contrary to the mischievous claims contained in the said publication, the Gold Board has been making significant surpluses profit since its establishment. Quarterly financial statements of the Gold Board, which will soon be published on the official website of the statutory corporation, will bear this fact out. The Ghana Gold Board urges the general public to treat the false publication by Ansah Radio with utmost contempt and calls on the management of the station to retract and render an unqualified apology to the general public for such misleading and unethical publication. All right, so say Ansah Radio for could do good board on concern and good board for Ababi Omuti. Signed by the Media Relations Unit, the Ghana Gold Board, a former Bank of Ghana building, High Street, Accra. So that's it. I'll be back.
Electroland Xmas are picking one my promotion na beja. Sidi ne kwasho na Electroland so mawoni ama.
Madam President, Mr. Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. At this 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, I'd like to speak about Africa's role in the future of this organization. However, it's impossible to do that without first considering the collective role that Africa played in its founding, which was small and relatively insignificant. Of the 51 member states involved in the founding of the United Nations in 1945, only 4 were African: Egypt, Ethiopia, Liberia, and South Africa. It is important to point out that the United Nations came into being in the aftermath of World War II because of the inability of its predecessor, the League of Nations, to avert a large-scale global conflict, which had been its guiding purpose when it was founded in 1920 at the end of the First World War. Out of the 42 founding member states of the League of Nations, only 3 were African: Liberia, the Union of South Africa, and Ethiopia. Egypt was to join later in 1937. Africa's overall participation in the organization's founding was minimal and relatively unimportant. That's because before all the other talks and meetings, representatives from a group of 14 nations gathered in Berlin for a series of discussions that began in 1884 and which led to the partitioning and formal colonization of the African continent, which is also called the Scramble for Africa. It has famously been written that past is prologue. Well, in the past, the majority of the 54 nations that now comprise Africa
were never offered a seat at the table where plans for a new world order were being drawn. But, Madam President, as fate would have it, the tables are turning, and Africa's role in the authorship of whatever is yet to come for this world is going to be huge, and it will be consequential. According to this organization's own projections, by the year 2050, more than 25% of the world's population is expected to come from the African continent. Additionally, by 2050, 1/3 of all young people aged between 15 to 24 will be residing on the African continent. So you see, the future of this world is African. Allow me to say this once again a little louder for those of you in the back. The future is African. Already today, Africa is a catalyst for human potential and development, as well as for economic reform and ecological stability. Africa is a catalyst for systemic change. If this reality, which is fact-based and straightforward, seems provocative or unsettling, perhaps it's because you are viewing it through the lens of centuries of filters, colonialism and imperialism, and the resulting implicit bias. Maybe you are unaware of the resilience of African nations or their remarkable ability to make a strong comeback just when you think it's safe to count them out. That is what is happening right now in my own country, Ghana. Our constitution limits leaders to 2 4-year terms. In January, I was sworn in for a second term, which, let me point out, was non-consecutive with my first term. Our currency, the Ghana cedi, was rapidly depreciating. Faced with rising inflation, a huge debt burden, and low morale amongst our citizens, my new administration settled down quickly and embarked on an ambitious program of comprehensive transformation designed to restructure Ghana's economic foundation and enhance our competitive standing globally. We refer to this process of recalibration as our reset agenda. In just 8 months, we have achieved significant reduction in inflation from 23.8% in December 2024 to 11.5% in August 2025, restoring price stability for our citizens. Additionally, our currency, the Ghana cedi, has appreciated considerably against other currencies, with Bloomberg reporting it as the best performing currency in the world at one point. Our improved sovereign credit rating reflects increasing investor confidence in our economy. And our 24-hour economy initiative promises to transform our economy. And there's a renewed willingness amongst our people to trust that their elected officials have Ghana's interests at heart and that we're progressing together. Madam President, I believe that in honor of this milestone celebration, the United Nations should also embark on a process of serious recalibration and establish its own reset agenda. Since the organization's founding, the number of UN member nations has nearly quadrupled. And quite frankly, it is not the same world that it was back then when the UN was formed. I mentioned earlier that I began my second non-consecutive term as president this past January. My first term ended in January 2017. In that span of time, 8 years, the world has changed with such ferocity. My first days in office after my return felt as though I had just awakened from a Rip Van Winkle-style sleep. Now, no, that was only after 8 years. Imagine then what it will be like after 80 years since the founding of the United Nations. In 1945, the sun had not yet set on the largest empire in history. The most common mode of international travel was by sea. The personal computer had not been invented, let alone made portable. And television, a new convenience, was still in its infancy, albeit in black and white color. Relations between the US and the Soviet Union were turning frosty, with Winston Churchill declaring that an iron curtain has descended across the European continent. Fast track 80 years on. In today's world, hundreds of thousands of commercial flights take off and land every day. Libraries have been digitized so that volumes of literature can exist on a small device small enough to fit inside your pocket. We live in a world of cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence, social media, the internet and its dark hidden dungeon of the dark web, all of which carry a potential threat to global peace and security. Climate change is real, and we're fighting a losing battle against the loss of Maldives and other island nations to the rising sea level, against the loss of Timbuktu to desertification and the Amazon forest to global warming and deforestation. Madam President, the UN Founding Charter is outdated when it comes to representation in this August Assembly. The most powerful post-World War II nations are still being rewarded with an almost totalitarian guardianship over the rest of the world. And yet, the first sentence in Chapter 2, Article 1 of the UN Charter declares that the organization is based on the principle of sovereign equality of all its members. If this were true, and was the case, a continent as large as Africa, with its numerous UN member states, would have at least one permanent seat on the Security Council. Furthermore, we believe that veto power should not be restricted to only 5 nations, nor should it be absolute. There must be a mechanism in this House for the General Assembly to challenge a veto. No single nation should be able to exercise an absolute veto to serve its own.
So, mamene nana Dr. Okra Bedu Jasahine Emma Kwo Obo Enkodin Komo quick one. Nana Akwaba.
Hello.
Ohine Akwaba.
Yedo.
Pacho, no adaroma boko de.
Well, you know, it's a tickle kakaka.
Me Pacho.
Say, Pacho Casadinte.
Pacho, yes, say. All right. You try saying, Ansah, Ebeka, yes, say, and Sembia Koso, Ewo, Quo, Empotemo. Na said there be I am mecano. Me dear, I in some dear, me shed I knew who be bree. All right. So, Mamene, Nananko Casabi. Nana, me Pacho, You. Nana, that's it. What I remember, when say, and no, Moon shed and Yadaje. Na, a free Ahumachin, ya Titin Sembia free, and yet, Koa him fee, Oboa him fee. Nana, Abene, Fachame. Nana, dear Basama.
Oh, some dada, Kohime, that's a bit from Japan, and by a year near Nanam be sorry, yes, Omo Tuno. Now, or your mind, or yet, called Traditional Council President. On also me Vice President of the Regional House, Eastern Region, Regional House of Chiefs, Vice President, and on also representing Eastern Region, our National House of Chiefs. So on ye, Nipakapa, and you know, Chieftaincy Act, and which I say, he need be a bonina, ubi tuna, you will level any baby as a deco to say if he. Sub chiefs, you know, to divisional chiefs, you know, Bibiba, over the court, traditional council. President, you know, a year or my hand no go hono. And now for my hand also so ye Bibina or man for no pa. As a come with the court regional house of chiefs. Now Omoko the bank, Omko Kana Sem Oho. Wait there, a year ago, no. Nanano Omo Abenino, Efa Semno, Ena Omokuche, Giant Omotuno. Now, so Ghana, Amama, any Amani, any Embremu, Ghana Chieftaincy Act, any constitutional, Emma Quinsa. And you know, that's a bit Japan, or your catching, no, you'll be a Udi Emra, any amamani amahwe nso ntino otabiri na asem no na ode call regional house of chiefs na mencha de kotra asem no so no obubu an dem and there was court order say ma omakosi hine foforo ho ba sa ohene no onye ne ho se oyo ohene efi say ohene no omusi no na call traditional council ekotutu mu kofa na nkofo de omukoto ho ana chieftaincy ministries any local government FN say unya ohene ewo ho entino nipa de omakogu ho nyina no koyi omufiri na computer akofa ho nyina from ade kosi ho da sepe kwa mo Japan otosumi no ono no ye kwawu hine osaye president of the Kwawu traditional council ndu wa sembia fanuko the friends regional house. The regional house also abunibim. It's only the only gazetted Kwauhine. And you know, and another pay, and Yangopoye na dum police for yada IGP and yada the police for us so mu keep peace. And yada omodino oko na himfie. Oko na himfie no ni kan oko ya na Uremu na ya local gate no police for so yes ombe bi edana ena nipa bi e wo ho no mo sha se so mu tutu atia police for na police for so ma warning shot e be munya kwan na omwura efi ho no no omo chichire boys ni bi ena e bi nso dwane ye enti no na so mo secure fie no na da separate me ko ni fie na himfie ena omukwa himfie no na ohima no nso so ohima no wetu afi da ohima himfie abetra oman hine ahimfie yenya ne sa amamre ma wo kwansa enti no na ese police force ki ho nyina no na isa se da sebre obu nipa no kan nipa no pe violent enti no police for no yese ombebo ohima no hu ban ombebo no hu ban there then that is say omu yini free vicinity no eye kwawu no mo de ne ko ba dia eye secured fa pepe na si ye enti no obi ewu obi a anye bibia ha adwen bibia ni wa call so a eye out of the ordinary enunti ye ho na free say na super emra na ode empanifo emakasa ampa na free ko abankai a owo betin a one empanifo so edebe ekasa etino mu bisa ya nia omu kano aye nia obi ho oni obi de na me wo hobi ana nema na ekobi nyina no esiye boni biansi boni tani omu tu futu agu nkofo ni se kwawu oye ne wo ho ana esi dipa 40 ewu ni ade enye no kre ebie ni wa aye no kre etino stress gana ko hu se kwafo aya somdwefo omu di omu dwa
na jasene
esi owo ho no mo se na matrem
na jasene bajo otebenka
metonka
nana wadarumo mebusa na mamusa yi a pacheme asemi dia asa ujina ba ko afa
that is the first chieftaincy ministry there omono ni ba ko no mu ni oyo hene any that be ko mo Japan e omo so mo jina ba ko afa na the untu obi oni pa yen tu ni ese se okobo ni kan ko adi no di fo a onya kwan e de tu de enti ni se oni pa no I say ukoware ukoye efiaware na akoye ordinance ta se ya ku se ordinance no etwa efiaware mu eti wa gazetted enti no ewono mu ena ye bind bucket here Ghana constitution no any chieftaincy act no ye free it's simple eti ni se mi dra ba ko chi baby eta no kan fa to e free to ahono mu eni aye te omo nti ase a omo kuno omo lawyer phone check so mu say so opedi hime na ye gazette wa you move out of that any man can to the high level say bibi pa ese say ban no ento to ye amasa emrana yes say I will mase bedwemu a chieftaincy act no mra a guide ne govern ahemfo no eno ne ese edi so
na enti me pacho opening ba ko no a wo mu bu asem gu no so no aya na ofre no ho hene no ono no we
ono no me shot omo video bi a speculate me na me ni ho about who video bi say also omo nchi no the police for the neighbor your friend is saying and some the neighbor headquarters am o betro na no atem enti no omo yi ni so onko ni fi
na hima so we o hima we
na hima de omo onu de omo bo no ho omo protect no enti enye say na hima de obi actually na say obi ayo body tanya omo report they put a spin on it say wa omo kidnap obi an kidnap anko debo obi a police pankasa from Ghana police headquarters and a buyer be ye say juma no enye obi hu nya akromfo bi ana people bi no makope police intade asese nya omo kan no omo kan se ne be ya omo tum futu agu nkofo nya mo aka se e bia oye ne bi na enye sa enye no kreda
na me pacho na ona ye jase hene na hima wa frɛ no one na kasa
na hima this am no kasa na me sure say na hima no hu na ba police headquarters am omo to omo ai de be eja no amaneko omo anti no
ba sa ono no me ba ono na wa himfio de me tell say wa frɛ no abusa say no to say
me pacho me friend ye me ntia me friend no on say we no efi anyumre anopa danse mu nyina course no me gina mu sai no I'm tied up ebi amrepa mu no manya kwanya na ma friend ma hwese na no tie
na ma me say o nkoma me ni wudi facha me say onana ma nkasa yi a me ya gie de say abene ahemfio no mu achemienu se me nsuro na maka
but me menye ohene wo abene me ohene ewo bo me jase hene wo bo na kwa uhene no ono no ye nyina ye hene enu nti to ka abene asemo da o pese o zero in on abene me menye safo hene ewo abene me de kwa na make there me ka kwa asem
enti men ka se ase kwa ahemfo no mu ya ache
me sure pa
why I don't think there's basa
say wadaroma asamba ye ina eti enko benkrom bebia be okwa officer we nyina muti enko benkrom ebi wa ha and it's a choice and that is the beauty of democracy. People to have their opinion, but at the end of the day no when you share bebia emra amamani amane no kware no bebia ese e to and ese the chef me can baby editor it won't mean cafe oh yeah the oh she has say blindly no baby a dano I want the editor even uko the uko court they say you are innocent until you proven guilty only time move for court this regional house of chiefs and ko board the court do must they to do man ye o to na ye they say ya o ti wa o ye o ti console ye chia o ye wa dwuma you be the corner bowa that's what we are there over say en fa onkotum ana e do be court na wako pe lawyer di no be defend you and now they get it to so happen no say mama men say en fa menko ye nye ni ta o ye ni bajimi bre so ja say tell America say that sepe kwa mo Japan a to so me google say ya e be so ni pa o ye you can google it they will show you this quote has only one chief Google has only one paramount chief, and that is Dasepe Kwamwa at Japan. And you mean America, and then computer and I Google that I just say this is the way it is.
Na Wadarumo, Mami Musa says what next in all this noise in what next?
Dasepe Kwamwa Japan the ope asumje on peki onye kitikiti. Ekwa kitikiti nanka ka waye kitikiti fitete fidada 1 year ni wato ne boase ana all di juma no okoye ani efrede se omra no waba oya sumje yini eti ne way forward they say nyankopo be ya dom na afa no nyina betrase na mpanifo no be mu se mo bodo kwadu no mo fa no nko gina regional house na mo no kwadu odi fa na wadi fo odi bim dia sani wakwa wadi bim no sa pepepe na dia odi be ko bia no ana obetima ko ya appeal na you court na ebua o bim a na o ya appeal no ti akonya no so o ti mi nsori mfi efie ho na etra ho no ana o ya ne sadia enye encheye
nana megidi se wasma wa aretitre sema wa kanche yinso mu sa se kwa umonten so ye din obi a ye na djuma bibia ye kama
with us do pictures nyanka sami chaye ese obi ansa enti ye obi moja bia nhegu ye manyane ntie se nipa 40 da wu enye no kreda kwafo enye yesu ba no enti moja bia ni kwa ahwegu ena obi ni wa obi eku obi ni ade enye no kre na mo na nka minya ya nanka police for nipa no mo grant interview say nipa 40 ewu no omo cause fear and panic in society omo say they should bring them to book
na onimbi omo yesa na onimbi
oh say omo di o to grant say na ma grant interview ma bo mi dey you say na tira kwa obehu no
yeah you are right you are right yati nana ye de onananom ye wa chire ye srese mo ma no nye boko
bibia ye boko
adia ye ya no de aka ne de mo anananom betra se na mo aka ye da se bebre
amen
all right so that's it live at Accra100.5 Citizen Show there be ameka asem we me nka hinsem me ahinsem de me krom ahinsem kra no me nka bi da sebre na se bonsu ofri mu na nsen asante mampo me kwa yie se odehye ba me na msa betra me ahinsem pa de ahinsem asase honsem ade a mempe wo me life mu no ade a mempe wo me life mu no mempe me ade bia no a eye court nsem ne disturb me pe say dem si pe manage o wi ase no me pe disturbances kra me pesa ene maniema no nti ena ye kro no the way asi akwakoye no sometimes unhu de all kind of kre ena unhu de odintro nti niema say ne ya na ya taking it easy ni ayen kakra on the economy if any baby din come on the economy na atoforcing wabusa Ami Adam asema meyeme de Ami Adam say mama kwa jiska bebre eno mo di ababe ye Bank of Ghana ena Bank of Ghana so ayire ne to pempene ena okura dollar no na sade sika o ma pompe no tiu Ghana for Ami Adam MPP was sika o mo apompe ato force no apompe ewura Bank of Ghana no enke ese dollar no kura ba 8 cedis enke ni kwa ese eye 10 edi se na munimiye eye amubetimi aya amana ba eye 8 cedis no ena na ye to dollar 17 cedis 18 cedis we nyina what is this what is this what is that we nyina ase na say edi se na ena ato force busa senti wunimiye ena mo anye kyerese na mo ahyeda wako bobo sia ni bi dia ba beto eye kenke ene wache party edi eni sika na ade to party edi ye no wode yire Bank of Ghana ne pampe ma adwadi fotimi enya cedi ni dollar no stabilize ya enkomo mpe wa anye obi ya na ogina nchen na ototo abo ko park ne so se twia kai nka we di enke se ba ACDs woni se de ba ACDs ene mfie nwotwe na yete ho ene yedi abobo na mo akote eye 40 member committee nipa aduanan nipa 40 adwuma wei ato force ne samejamfi ene Bank of Ghana asiama enko a ene omo ye adwuma wei kwame ato force or deputy o deputy baako meboa ayi ampemnyako tiemfa nse nipa nan ene omo kyereka so nipa nan o ene omo pem so saa mo kwoti 40 member committee enipa aduanan maako 40 ebi ya professors ebi ya doctors ebi ya D&D ebi ya katribuntis ebi ya tatamiatas ebi ya friends tatamiantanchi ananse ebi ya say nipa 40 kura duka I mangana obi di about 10 was a chiakai enka say di enka emra 8 and we ni mate here and I near perisu say anyway so quick one Kwame Atoforsen on the economy has now recovered me pay no the economy has now recovered me pay no mame ye no the economy has now recovered mame ye no quick one na me mfanko Madi Muhammad Jibril, Deputy Director of Elections, will join us in the studio. Haruna Muhammad, Deputy Director of Communications, Pilgrims Affairs Office, Ghana. Haruna Paul Redu, Deputy Managing Director, Metro Mass Trade.
Through visionary leadership, fiscal discipline, and policy consistency, the tide has finally turned. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economy has now recovered, marked by renewed investor confidence and an improved macroeconomic outlook. Mr. Speaker, I'll now give you real sector performance. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economy has regained its rhythm. Real GDP expanded by 6.3% in the first half of 2025, up from 5.1% in the same period of 2024, driven by stronger agriculture and service, lower inflation, and renewed business confidence. Non-oil GDP grew by 7.8%, showing that our growth is now powered by domestic production. Mr. Speaker, the service sector remains the heartbeat of recovery, surging 8.8% with ICT up 17.2%, finance and insurance up 9.5%, and education up 14.9%. Agriculture, the backbone of stability, also grew by 6%, doubling that of last year. Mr. Speaker, cocoa rebound from a sharp 21.4%, contracting to 2.8% growth. Mr. Speaker, thanks to the targeted farm support and smarter policies. Industry held steady despite reduced oil output. Manufacturing rose 6.3% and construction 4.0%, reflecting reliable energy and revived infrastructure projects. On the demand side, Right Honorable Speaker, household consumption grew by 8.2%, reflecting stronger household confidence. Government spending also slowed to 3.7%, proving fiscal discipline. The Speaker, export grew 11.5%, led by gold, cocoa, and non-traditional export. This is the growth that creates jobs, lifts incomes, and build lasting stability. The Speaker, I now take you to price development. Through visionary leadership, fiscal discipline, and policy consistency, the tide has finally turned. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economy has now recovered, marked by renewed investor confidence and an improved macroeconomic outlook. Mr. Speaker, I'll now give you real sector performance.
Quick one, Yanko Fora Eric Amwan Ponsa, freight forwarder and importer. Chairman Akwaba. Minia Akwaba. Hello.
Hello, Pacho Timeka.
Pacho Metonka. Pacho Akwaba.
Yeah, me here, man.
Pacho Bokode.
I do me a divine selection. I can't inquire.
Alhamdulillah. Wadaroma yedim komo enanu fiadana finance minister ne Ghana Shia. And he mentioned about a year economic recovery.
Yeah.
Freight forwarders, importers, money no be agree on the delivery, on the statement that the economy has recovered. Do you agree with him?
Okay. The Edika Meda Uti for Nasi, any panelists that will studio on there. In dealing with this issue, no, Yabefano in Semino has the economy recovered as a freight forwarder. I am not sure. Is the economy on its way to recover? Yes. As an importer, has the economy fully recovered? I don't think so. Is it on its way to recovery? Yes. Because as a freight forwarder, no, the dollar, the exchange rate has a lot to do with how much commodities come in, how much they sell for, and how much we clear them. In that a baby you know, now a ba say a tonwa ne bon ekofom MOB any bito. An example is the 5-liter gallon oil. Just around December, it on almost 1,000 cities. But now it's on about 550. Maybe cry a 500. It may be a less than that. You know, obviously, the stability of the currency, the stability of the exchange rate, yes, the economy is on its way to recovery. That is for me as an importer. For me as a freight forwarder, my client at the car back, not only can no 120,000 cities. And then no client not 78,000 cities. Yes, there's an improvement. Yes, there is some sort of stability. Ebuama omomode nyoma bano are able to plan and plan properly. And yes, the economy it's on its way to recovery, but the economy hasn't recovered.
So and recover where are the loopholes? Where are the shortfalls?
Okay. Bobie, into my mouth, a very good example of some of the loopholes that you work using your declaration sheets. There are some level of taxes that me group transport forum, me serving as a vice president over the years, and me being a freight forwarder under Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, ye pushy say you may be why and send fantastic declaration. So once those things are done, I can comfortably say that the I can comedy. Them say ye do the also ye do. Let me give you a very clear example. Me Toyota Hyundai Texan, right? The Hyundai Texan, the duty itself, the duty component of the Hyundai Texan is 17,281 cities. 17,281. Now, UBJD say the VAT component on the duty itself is 16,000 cities. Just the VAT component. How do we say that VAT no? Imagine say a duty in Kwan 17,000. Now you put everything together and with total duty of 45,000. And need more 17,000, you know, in 45,000, and then you will realize that there is an excess of 30,000 cities. 28,000 cities are duties in Kwan, taxes in Kwan. So we duty in Ankasa 17,000. No, if the total duty would say 45, you are having 28,000 or more plus as taxes. Some of the taxes are mean deemed also it's not a books so the big to say ECOWAS levy. Why do we need ECOWAS levy when we have African Union import levy? After the African economic zone is in Ghana. It is headquarters here in Ghana. So why will I have to pay for ECOWAS? That means saying here for African Union import levy. and no, a fee buy. Why will I have to pay for inspection fee, whilst at the same time the meter for processing fee, at the same time meter for network charge? Who is in charge of the network? ICOMS. Who is in charge of our processing? ICOMS. Who is in charge of our inspection? ICOMS. So how is it that the same body doing the same job? No, there are 3 different charges. And at the same network charge, your network charge VAT, your network COVID-19 levy, your network charge NHIL. Ansah, you say one network charger, a year get fund, the same network charge. These are taxes that you GDP are buying a share, also to me a free so. And another part, a disinfecting fee. Mr. Containers are ever gonna the over 8 billion containers that are coming into this country. It doesn't belong to the government. It belongs to individual shipping lines. At then, there was a Ghana buying, but also Ojisika so the disinfecting. At the Ghana buying there. We are paying freight to shipping lines. We are paying local handling charges to them. Are they not supposed to be responsible for disinfecting it? Are they not the Ministry of Health? They just say you man the bomb also. Why should it be Ministry of Health for you? Apart from that, there are other charges. Be what? Yes. This one withholding tax, 1% on import tax, withholding tax on import 1%. What is the real difference between that and the special import levy? Aden na yintumi enye yenshada engroup taxes in such a way a bomb ejubedi cost of fefe.
Okay, so Ora Amponsa.
Yes, sir.
Me person will educate me kakrawa.
Okay.
Okay, baby, sir. It's $1 stability, no?
Yes.
Abua ama import as an importer the duties a coffin.
Yes.
I know it's true, right?
Yes, that's very true.
So which means I buy revenue air con hono or a bear affecting kakra.
A bear affecting a power.
Okay. But revenue so and I buy the teacher or mine.
That's right.
Say I buy the share forex ni na mo amuyi mo niama no mo tomo a also obey your taxes amane ho aton ana
that's very true.
Okay. And I buy the say VAT 1 mile from 21 to 20
yes.
And why you COVID is so free.
Yes.
So with the old boss in no say I buy the say young fan send ne yes Eric amo amponsa push agenda bi na wa unu apani JD and so what you need na free wa e kwa ben no be fa so akekere o man wi.
Okay, Bobie, medase ene asembisa we bi say me gidi say Ministry of Finance yo ye na no onye ne kwa oye no on the basis of demand and supply. That is what we call in economics. Say wo be ye mamema onfato ho we say wo the 100 containers ebeba man na we tia 10,000 cedis on each of the 100 containers. What can in now bomo sika winya 1 million Ghana cedis. The patrol now so what is that 10,000 cedis so per container? Now what they buy 5,000. Now so we about 1 million containers. We are talking about 50 billion cedis in revenue. The patrol me against war.
Yes, me know it depends on how much I better swabba.
So, you see, the businessman who is coming into this country with money, with imports, or your money, or share charges you are paying here, and the charges that are being collected in other ports. Your Saharian countries are a year or more bedrock when it comes to imports to Niger, to Sudan and all the other countries, Burkina, na ehana omo main port. Because get this, we have the best, effective and efficient port system in the entire West Africa. Our turnaround time is the best. Into almost every importer is looking at doing business with you. But with tax levels, with tax bases, they are not scared to do business with the other country. And once they do, what increases here is smuggling. But you see, when you reduce the taxes, you encourage your business to bring in more. Because say at this level, there may be Togo, may be Abidjan, may be Morovia, may be Nigeria, may be with truck into Ghana, may be Ghana na mitia, ne bofu, because there is a reduction in tax that also increases revenue. Into the GD Ministry of Finance, the GD say here are to forcing. I drink potieta fancy way in say way to increase revenue, not just reduce taxes, because they realize that there's a correlation between when taxes come down, there's almost always a higher import ratio into this country.
Togo free port, right?
Togo any free port. That is the misconception we have.
Okay.
Togo almost handling of their ports quite different from ours. The reason why people call Togo free port, what they know. In our case, you have to pay everything before they leave the port. You all your taxes, you BBA as a normal free port. What Togo has is for automobile, large parks which is owned both by government and private individual. Into inyomano every baby eba every manoni ebedu Togo, you are not under any obligation. So we bet you have full duty, full taxes, and sakano APA ako garage. So what people do is when it comes, omutia some amount, some negligible amount, you get a money to help them transport the goods from their bedside in your baby ships into the terminals that are provided by the state. Once you are ready to clear, you go in there and you pay your duty and pay rent. In Togo, in net actual fact, and yet totally a free port.
Okay, so but at least almost system a little bit
favorable, yes.
Tell me, with Togo system, how far when it comes to import and exports?
I need statistics though, and I think I told your brother Accra100.5FM the last time, say Transport Forum. If we have embarked on a research, hopefully by end of this month,
okay.
Results, what we've gained, the knowledge we've gained from the research we are doing, we'll publish it. Because starting for the past, I think the past 10 years to date, you would realize that over the years, especially in the past 4-5 years, Togo ports and Abidjan were way busier on the West African coast than Ghana and in Nigeria, because our taxes wasn't favorable. So almost it got to a time in this past 5 years, the Sahelian countries were not dealing with Ghana. Everything of theirs was going through Abidjan and Togo. They totally forgot about the existence of Ghana. But due to the policies shift and the stability of the currency, now you find especially Burkina Faso doing a lot of trade with us. There's some level of bilateral relationship between Burkina Faso and port are busy. Once this research we have done is out, Bobie, you would get to understand what we have lost as a country, the possibility of what we can gain, and how we can manage our ports to bring us more revenue than we have now.
I see. This is very interesting. A very interesting conversation, and I wish we can use the whole week to discuss this. You are pushing a theory that I think will be very interesting.
Yes, sir.
I'll definitely let my producer get back to you on this matter.
Okay, Bobie. Always available for you.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much. Live on Accra100.5 Citizen Show. Back to the studio. Honorable Mahdi Muhammad Jibril, Deputy Director of Elections, NDC here. Chama Akwaba.
Commander.
Boko Ode.
Boko.
Bibia Boko. Okay, so Obia sent me a message. But see, the man on the phone is obviously being selfish. He only thinks about himself and his business. He wants to make a profit on his business, but when it comes to the government, no. All right, Chairman. The question and Oratu Forsen mentioned something. Ghana economy has now recovered. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with this theory of Mr. Ansah Epushi?
Bobie, Mamfa Kunya Nchia Otifu. Mamfa Kunya was so and Kabi Binchero. Mishia will be outside this country. Because he has been there for about 23 years. But we follow program here, papa.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm now. Minimum. I say, bro. Okay, yeah, now say I. But I'm sure I will be online program.
Oh, okay.
But I did about minimum gym on say, "You want more palm 2 people? You make that. It's video back dinner."
Oh,
video back dinner. So,
I see.
Rauf, I'm sure say by now, go see or Maka Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay.
He follows most Ghana program. Nidia wanya pa say it me 2 MPP or say Charlie. Yeah, what for it?
Oh, hard.
Also, also Rauf, we meet party for so. Me pass out moye. We say economy we economy are recover. And the economy recover we are in the economy being recovered.
Really?
I'm telling you. And that is why when you ask Mr. Eric, so I can't work abroad for one to make a tribute. No, what they for more. Eddie can say economy way is on this way to recover. Eco Chrome recover. Chrome on the way soon I acquire recover. Economy started from 2025, the beginning of the 2025. And Eddie go. When the continuation of the 2025, this is the economy amount for a car say a artificial. Unkosiaga, Meboa, Unkosiaga. Now you could do 2026 budget now. And a big yacht say, says I say you sika, ye car. That demands me bar, ye sika upon your project to be on my view. Now, but ever kind budget for 2026. You see, yes, couple will be now recover I'm for Benes Cano. Discipline one for discipline and 2 more. Then can there Sika Ben Brasi project ever 2026 your confidence
but maybe the discipline is different from businesses.
Oh dear.
And no, he is talking as a businessman.
If you on one can catch that say
straightforward.
On one can catch that say. Now some years back. Recently,
yes.
Oh, you can 120,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
On one case,
he mentioned.
And there 75,000.
Yes, he mentioned.
Into another 50,000 be at the account. 50,000 no. Nanka by now, or the 50,000 weighs a car 5. I had 200,000 and 250,000 on here. And so it car 5 no. But what to me cars extra 6 at the account. Where one pay we are there in the air cover beam. There in our person you.
So I'm cannibal.
Maybe I can't bonnet. Maybe I can't say, okay, can't say, who say, that's why when you ask him, say, ya ma stability about dollar no more sabua see ayen onan ka say other parties no are busy when say stability about your dollar no more no ama traffic abaha.
Yes.
So it means it's not the taxes alone. What's it say traffic in abba? It's about what's traffic in abba no. Now the brother be can say bilateral be. Dollar no amount for bar. Dollar no base side there side ayi we no. Ama nyama na abba from to go get it better. And the economy ni enya onu kwa ni side go. Enya onu na ka cha wo say enwa aye to oil aye to. Na 1,200. Yes sir.
Yeah.
Onu na kan yo.
Yes.
But they say 500.
Yeah.
Enti commander. Say economy ni ka say me make it 1,000 and I make to oil. Na 1,000. Bako gallon. They say make 1,000 and I'm to 2. I'm one economy no.
Abua.
I'm going to cover economy na me pe no.
I recover.
And economy ni say ni de bia sorry some year last year 2023 2024. Uso don come market o bon pa say in fact o ma for come smokes e kwa sorry e bon pa say me kwa me into adimu. For the past 1 year what is it to in them people?
No.
They are almost to na abro in a month for a year.
Oh yeah, of course.
I abro.
That
They are amount to omunkisa munte so bia I abro.
That one I agree.
But you are forced to see say when you there economy no be a certain like I said this discipline ni me ma dollar no agina me di nyama we atutu na ama obia evu ahia no esi. And that is why today ya kwaye kinka and budget ya anti World Bank di wo mu ana what World Bank di
no
what and I go say and no more for say obeka World Bank na obi anti World Bank obi anti African Development Bank one TV bia o wa say ni na e wa ha and you see adian kufa do kan ye oye campaign ya tisikaso accommodity no ye na ya hu translation no.
Yes.
Then the translate by
this is the real economic
translation of what the word he made. But yan who the day. Yan two say integrate it is castle by comedy. But yeah, dear, it is castle. Yeah, manager, you don't need to go anywhere. In fact, in the my project here for 2026 biano would be so bia. GD say to be. GD because your first year no nyama di tutu kwan say e be ye ama dollar na ejina say your dollar na in fact MPP ka chere say dollar na January to February in fact e be do by June na e be koso nyasa mo ka chere
yeah
almost June dey e be koso we dey artificial because elections we amount for ntu kwan na amount for say omu tu kwan ya sika be dollar be koso and amount for tu kwan anko. In fact, November, December, a time amount for $1 every and only sir. Because that's a time amount for $1. Echo Eddie Kwabru check or in Yamaba. But at the same time, the dollar crop ever found ever 10 cities, 9 cities.
Obviously, specifically, Mr. Eric spoke as importer, not as a consumer advocate.
And you crap one, can you say in an air canoe? Or said the Castavoni and say, and he doesn't need much money to go and then tell baby.
But he raised the issue about some of the levies, like ECOWAS levy, inspection fee, network fee. Do you think we need case?
Oh, that be said, we know the what can't nasem. But on one because some of what kind of the same person said that traffic no call Togo any vehicles. But because of stability of I don't know you should have figures we will say taxes went in amount for your journey. But he himself came to tell us say the dollar no issue. Because dollar is stable, as he said, no amount for ever. Because you need these taxes to manage the other things. You need those taxes. Like I said, a dear hard COVID, a year free more. This is what for every importer say, when you COVID living in free more. It's a year COVID a free more. Yeah, share a friend say VAT no crap 21%. Is there what they call 20%? Where idea you are moving towards economy no confidence. You say my recover economy no is there. But now you need to now sustain and improve it. Commander, I don't want to say $1 no embrace 80 and MPP for you can say nanka omu de omu abe mu a say nanka $10 a system no more. saa na ɛyɛ ananka dɔla bɛba AC so no na obisa sɛ ɛnɛ na now doni ba obi ɛyɛ brody be especially a friend say Amin Adam I think that excuse me to say
honorable nko odi jama ye odi abibo ba bia waduru say
nko atam so what you know be say
ma ye nyo
na red company no almost still mo ho ana
em say ye red no mo fie
oh because say that ye disika intervention etu mu no say omo na mo yanke dollar be 180 mo ye bi e na dollar cost 17 Ghana cedis cedi ne cost 17 na mo ye wo amuka mo transfer Bank of Ghana o na Bank of Ghana sika di egumu still mo ntiman sustain bi obu ya mo say man ka mo ya 8 cedis babu so mo ka kire say ba dollar be 25 Ghana cedis anya sana mo ka kire nti so the projection you gave her because you are more you nim bibia no enu kwa po e di year 8 cedis do we dey ken nim dey eni addict say mo a na dollar be call almost zero it red no at times red no Kwabena red no yeah shey
company ni bumi
bumi on some anger bumi understand that is why ba we bet me can say ono all bagana all ba no mo ba no na mumu companies na 17,000 but we na 90,000 so more create jobs wait to be say red ndo so
omonte so ana omunya
so economy there obi ebeka say recovery no why na ye could do no and that I feel it is for us now how to get to manage it because I have not heard anybody actually say e benya shortfall for the time na dollar start eba form no am ka say we be boka e ntimi nya sika nye ada na ka dollar na nko gina be agina na manage no and that's what they told us. The president told us say we work within 10 cities 12 cities 10 cities 12, but because we believe in discipline because it means that forest from the gold board 672 or no who get there today projects are in trouble fire can say a traffic air co Burkina Faso in terms of ports adiba akwa ebeboa roads once our road system are strong better traffic in Mr.
I see
because you know, let's just complete this Eastern Corridor Road. Commander, you see the movement among Fobe fast toward that road. First, to the by bank cry. It takes us about almost 3 weeks, 1 month on the road from Bimbila to Accra.
Yeah.
Until recent time, our road didn't start here improve or no. I almost move at Chapa within a day. Almost they are doing cry. It is their warriors sir because the road system nente abua ni economy. Omo mo ko Burkina Faso in their roads na because a big push roads so no. Especially when God was we that express road no. All back of far as just bio. I want to fat time say me
your friend is say one of the MPs in Ashanti region MPP for me what raising issue be and we for me I think say political colors free or not holistically that you cannot use 3 years to complete the express highway no AGM can from Accra to Kumasi no way
you see
and I feel like I agree with him.
The minimum as a contract on Nkwa ebeche obe di agro so. But if you do a division of say these people are taking this area, this company taking this area, at the same time you can make it.
Sana mobile.
Sa contracted the man for near more bit kilometers on Nkwa di national what di agro no. What be called near bro.
Sana mobile.
O mine will be a called no. Enya dia obetina 191 kilometer road. Bobie 3 years. Ya shabo se be 3 years. A legacy of John Dramani Mahama Bejatu. Enya dia one for be ya original friends his friends Spinters after say be election Aboriginal so many roads no be. No. Bobie because we are opening this country for economic stability, for economic recovery, for economic improvement. And those projects Yeah, there's infrastructure and ebeye. Yeah, if I go say 3 years, I'll say that because I won't say Martina of Onko in Sawan Road. I can go for almost 2 years into me. Once you give contractors, you have your resources, you got the funds are available. You get it done. Because we are not doing construction. It's a project. Yeah, at the achieve vote for 2020. Say, yeah, I can say, Mount Trump, my young community road, you know. We are competing to make a story, to tell a story about it. And once you have got all these roads, your budget now it focuses on the road infrastructure. In the next 3 years, you will talk about road infrastructure. Link roads is how road in kitchen. Now you are going into say you're caught in more of the manufacturing. They say like energy, stability in light energy.
Yes.
That's what you have invested. You can't see you have invested, but say Bibia, I block all the loopholes. Yeah. I'm going to say the energy sector no. I'm in the manifestors. Of course, what improvement.
So let me do this exercise. I believe say a memo enye shakara. Right? Give me 10 minutes. Let me engage the people out there on the energy sector. Oh, okay. So sorry. I am say Bishop Yaboa. We see. Okay. All right. So I have listener for Germany and now also importer and also TF and also contributing to discussions. Bishop Yaboa is on the line. All right, Bishop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobie.
Quite that for.
Yeah, that's it. Me chair won what here for I kakra na me pese me bear me say na in the past you import Ghana, but na say it was so kakra. Enti you can say you try Gambia. So Gambia is so seamless. Odo oniama ko ho within 4 hours. Now where you near manyana and card be out the Kobiano up to about 1,000 euros. It requires 600 euros, 800 euros. So, some streamline na senka enema na mo combine na be ye clearly maybe say a be boy ma you be import more. So, and the more you import, I think that we import more, you can make more money than say you be import kakra na waji o mo kase. Naka you import more naka say ya kwere salata for dwadi. So, kakra na amana ye kase. So that's it.
But Bishop, the better say abino say and okono the way baby for no econo. You no the ebema import na abamo na say ame abino be there minor, especially when importers say yenya city stability. And I know all stabilizing city no or bread or brepa what can't attraction and will promote den obey your taxes will be the atchiro minor. What happens?
Yo yenina ubian who tax to ya. So me say no baby my dear go be black on tax to ya any problem. Na the TN say na as this it be bad because of a born into 77 years, almost for 40 classes. It be great at the Kobokina. To say be the Kobokina, no one down on the other. Say, idea, a wolfman, a Nina, a binding with me, Edenesa, a Beconin said, Mama, will be there because I made the idea, but I'm sure, sir, I will see me to 5,000. Not me the Kobokina and make you 4,800. It's not, there's no need to send me the Kobokina and Masandi Abba. But so every difference, not the Mitria Ghana, Mitria 1,001. That's the Kobokina and Mitria 500. Obviously, the Kobokina and by any means a savings of 200 Ghana, and it's with Mitria to group. So, and then I guess I ban and yes, only taxes in Nancy or Koto. No, that's not what because now what you near Makua would give you. How are the film do her? we see this with but baby are making Gambia who are making you what would you purely now you near mama that's it. You don't pay all these. So would you cook massive radia and it was someday another very be able to be a become one. Nama importers. I'm a born cost. I know Sagan yet because Bobie, for instance, maybe my better car over Germany, $10,000. I mean 10,000 euros. Mediapa Ghana. Or say, oh, benchmark and okay, kind of value a year 20,000. It doesn't really help. First, and almost streamline and as a near did a lack of PI will say, obey my body being a twice.
Okay. All right. That's your view from Germany. Bishop, yeah, that's your contribution. All right. So we are back in the studio.
My question is,
come closer.
I like, say, views back. Babu Kamudi Kaya Gambia, no?
Yeah.
Somebody back say.
I should have asked you.
Omo say.
Bet you.
I can say call Gambia in tie bar and the hawk and never fat never see Ghana. On yet to be our coins or do Ghana.
Wait here.
Over borders. And you come risk could be higher. Unless he tells him say or no talk out of the fee no be usua. Or the Gambia, no be Jaro Accra. No got now Gambia.
Oh, come on.
No, you see, yes, we are all looking at say nyama be boa or mine no say be coin. Yes, comparison oh yeah market is near wa. Yes, say obi be you be eco Gambia. Yeah, or say na on port yet e betia be or wa. Yes, we all look at it say be boa say. But that mere just that analysis say we or Gambia. The question is say you or Gambia no. Nyama eka ho omoton announce omo de ba and cry bio.
Obia send me a message BCC. I say, Commander, on Bishop's contribution, the current government is aiming at export-driven economy, not import-driven one. His reference is also during Akufo-Addo's era, which we are resetting. Mamenya Juma Wimra, mene Dr. Joseph Obin President Guta enye Juma we. Doc, Akwaba.
Yeah, Eja.
Boko de doc.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, the radiase. Doc, and then when we are kuma Dr. Atuforsen make emphatic statement.
Yeah.
Ghana economy has now recovered. On any agony.
Menene ya dream papa. So we share so later part of 2022. Abidu 2023 mpo ABC 2024. And what businesses come yejetra ehye na owen munyamfo ombeso abenye mu na owen munyamfo Atuforsen odini matu akwemu any governor of Bank of Ghana. One share anyway yi stability and to say abeyen ama yenya city awon akosro na inflation abafom interest rates nso abafom. Say let's say you sequence wa say ye eniema yi na yetimi say your taxes ye no ngika na other cost of doing business no abafom. Next happen na ye ba be tumpon ade aye friend growth ye ba be grow as businesses. Na eka ye de no da no ya tete ye kan so bie na afi ya sorry view as businesses. And for that matter no, yes, or born homodin na ye ni so ye ni kan say even say so we to do the kra na on say dollar no near the benchmark for calculation. No ama ye hwan hin kaka and ye was a success ka akotoni ma wa ma ne nso a sabi ono so abafom what the car ewo dollars a wunsu to say the first no what the car ninka is true. Put me here forecast, put me here predictions for your businesses because cano etime dina stabilize it.
ma memusa se adwadifo say emu da ho emu ye. But you hear people talking about commodity prices. How do we reconcile a economy a recover? Now adwadifo agi atum say a recover. Now so commodity prices a binom problem.
Any mabo I respond positively. One more mukasano me who did tia. One more is a mentus a guapayo say Trimopubi so a man for a year. There will be an prices are never ho. A year you started a year a few more crampo. Prices are never any prices are now. So you need crowd with the fat you cable metal electricals, cable prices. Nina a sort of bear crab bit maker say 1.5 cable near the J30 Ghana series. And as you see, I'm here DJ 24 Ghana series. A percentage reduction here say. If you won't say the 1% near my elbow is because a jet you know, you need a quantum quote. You need a customers and on the boom. So what on your man board there? Well, lose customers. And a competition there won't so no. It won't tell you to overprice yourself out of the market. Anything prices I respond positively. Me idea ba kwa na me hu and they say now man for a confuse nuane ye de no ba ye no ba ye ne Ghana ha nuane say ba we body ni sa ne ma no na ne bi sa ne ma no so bo no wosoro. Now the imported inflation ne dey statistics scratches and also and aba from near my yekra aye beton no do na aba from na minim more the expectant reduction no mo just one be say 50% and as 40% and ba enema bo so ate
si ade na mo hwehwe free finance minister what next
si so kano say budget here finance minister VDA what was say it was well thought of budget or ma tombo say no ma hwehwem na o ma ye nsese ntia a lot of good intentions, there's no doubt about it. We share infrastructure development abai the ato akwam we share sika we the support to agriculture say you betimi are self-sufficient in food production and one can ni na a very positive effort abano eye. So we share Women's Bank Krana mo share your bo na afi wo mo de atona kwam desafi ye be yes as you say na te Women's Bank na and also no eboa yempa because ye ma no wo mo be no kreni ye ma no dodo na no mo ntimi any mainstream banks no nye adwuma mo ne microfinance ni susu ya no so share atwamene eboa ewo ho di ma betima ye adwuma saa so na omo editua edekun omo hoka nti setimi ye sa banki na ye to ebo ase mo ma no rate bia interest rate bia bebo ma mo adwuma tumpo ene na se ye wie kura nemo ye kan sa no so no na owred monyamfo for samfo ne omampani o madaroma emema ni bi so eye week o well, better do more chamba. I'm telling you. Yeah, vulnerable ones, no, you bet me identify and common sono. Et me bata, sa bank and oneka, almost et media bomb. Eti, abaya, the demum, adia. What challenge your home any VAT reforms na no VAT reforms no aba ye no say de bia no de ye can say ye pese eto no simple na affordable na fe uniform so they say eno na ye hwe eto no say nsese no ebitimi ama say wo yi na ye adwuma ye bitimi ya so bia no intimi ba yenumam taban aye reforms no na reforms yo de ba ye mi fan say VAT first no ye jam so no ye 4%. This year ye na ye 20%. It is a share if your marketplaces to say Kantamanto Makola Kumasi Kijitia Okanshi Kaneshi ne Mankesim market ene Techima market no edumna ebia ye between asa you 20% no hono no abema elpo no tax ni tua no a hard drink akanes akoso because first need 4%. Bigger companies to say supermarkets ni wholesale akese no won na etua standard rate no of 21%. But they see no the akoba no say yen so ye betua standard rate no eno kra no enkanye bonibia se kenye na ni etua standard rate no 20% no kra na etwani na etua kra na enka emfa or help here my but they say how much you threshold also for the some forecast say what the threshold no call 750 na say one more sales no and annual turnover no do 750 na rono no one more no na a bit entria V8 no na say be you mo free V8 to anu kra wo muntu bie na yene nso a yede no bro 750,000 no it in same one say obi wodwa no so na we sales average sales a day 2,400 woni akro no ntua etuoni bi na every one more year average sales to a day 2,500 Ghana cedis no one more no every 220 bi intina say a segregated market no a check market no ye na ye wo igaba akoso e pa so wutie mi obi on the momo ka ye tie yen enti ye na ye wo igaba akoso na ebinu ebetua VAT of 20% na ebinu and so because in the market you trading the same commodity line. Say Makola Gantumafui, no na turn to me. Now you say we the store no is or turn to my dear and so no intia a multia VAT. Na mama na ne dia to aso no ma media ne store no eso kakra chenwe into no ntua VAT ne bi ono de emfa fairness emma edwanumu say also yani
so Uncle na mo advocate say obi antwa bi
exactly say enka yade a wo ye ni uniform say obi akwantua ene na e dey prepare your e dey say uniformity na ye ka no na dey abacha no so what you say there's a no because at least in the geographical area of Abusokai or geographical area of Opera Square, geographical area of Okanshi no enyuma ye di no nyina no ye pepepe wo se nipa no kwa wo tie buto so no wo ton oton kodanta de a wo so ton kodanta de edi customer no a wo beto ade no wono no ense bia ni customer no so se wo kwa akoto ade free obi a wo charge VAT ho edi se wo ma obi kotua VAT no 20% to ne niam so na oni a wo won nchen entry bia so we customer no ba wono de wo PDF for wo charge 20% I want to be call there one charge so no akoto enti it doesn't bring fairness well me pa so what you asaba me kala se anything GRA it is share papa bi pa ba ya wo mo de simplify tax system no your friend modified tax system wo mo introduce na nu ya anything wo mo charge share na e ba ye no se aban ebenya kokoduro na what the sa modified tax system no ama ye nyina wo sa edwa ya magekeken ne ye de aye to no a enkano no at a flat rate of 3% per annum no enko bia ebetimi etua ne to kama na senke ye ho ato and this idea there's a to no ebi tua bi na ebi so entia bi no VAT no there na a difference no so yes so high 20% no there Bobie what there so we trading here na you do cost 20% no money so we competition with where you mun na mo e wo bia ba ko pe at the same place muna must atwa the corner the same commodity lines enkoyi na afenso no ored monyamfo saka say one the AI and for AIB bana one the address under invoice no ngita ni kwanso say ye dey ehye papa ebeba na system no aye fair na yetimi abwa mu yina ya the right things but no kwanso ewom ni say wutimi mfasa and systems no ma na enu kwa wutimi nya no kwantin kro enu kwa na waja tax rationalization no so atonchen because your taxes say you tua no and na kofa under invoicing no ba no say wo hwa eto a you tua no wo port no ne ngika ho so wo niam bana say ye bia mfa say electrical na wo tua duty 20%. That's a nina nkamfu a wo betua VAT wo betua nina no nina ko wie 55% duty and other taxes. It is a refund say me dey ka some we invoice value and na niam na akoto en say $100,000 so ko $55,000 and how dey akotua you duty and other taxes no. And it the boarding in the whole of the world is among one of the highest. Okay. No, Ebasana, Nipano, want to me, we found the $10,000 from the Opia, the $10,000 per would do cocoa. And the fear in the gas no, what is our $10,000 number? No one could 55% of it as duty. That's an Eduano. Okoyano ba and then a coffer under invoice no bano. Anything, sir, a buying. Say your boss will be rational as a tax system. No, now a young crow, then you two and we say, Enka, once a buying a casenka, a spare parts, dealers, Enka, one more by face tax system, Yamawokai, manifesto womb. Yes, so one more by Yanka, face duty bino. One of the other say, why you never can in if you say, okay, spare parts, mobile, your face duty and our face tax with 15% and now 20%. Sweepers be about we and will be here. But no, nothing with the AI, no. Catch up says, yeah, be more to no, Procura Mamodia, and your wow, Bokro, and in the Kawudi AI, no, I check it, proper value of the goods, no, no, Gikao, many pano, 1 year, the S. Ya, what's watching to move, say, Ube season in the mobile. One of the na, radio will piano, you take everybody along. But not at this present dispensation, your taxes are not accumulated to between 55% to 65%. Now, your whole share, maybe I'll because the AI, no, but. Na ebia abe punish anase abe titim krofo anase abe increase duty na wo be succeed as a nipa no first no otua yi 100,000 and after we no call 500,000 what mean tua nti that so be confiscate goods no anase obe jani makra nti both are good intended purpose no na abeye bad because e ban so enye nipa ba ko e na beka no nipa no almost everybody in the business, you know, then it creates agitations and Niama, in fact, a best say, a buying, a dream poor, and then a dream papa crowd with the Amayeno. And in tea, a na you sign your manager, na you best say, you know, you pay complete reforms, including tax. Rationalization near Beya, here we say, okay, you have to say, near for so crowd who be and Fanium and declare proper declaration, yet the AI intelligence about to say, we will be to be more connoisseur. Have you nipped the suit here? I said, with your plan of kind of car, but I said, we'll be here now, Koyaka City, said, may year examples or no, the catcher one idea. If I told wine pana a bit a day sadden, Obien will beat me.
I did not acquire mixed feelings. And exactly. I think we need dialogue. We need to talk about it. We need more discussions on these matters.
Exactly. Photo sound for red monyan for why are no queen why are there nearby we be away no ba as she we no say ya nhwani friends ni kwan mu ya or how do you perceive going forward?
Yeah, that's it. If you watch the no, the working your engagement to one copy say, yes, consumers, yes, you want to
no touch on matter.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I mean, sure.
All right, so that's it. Live in Accra 100.5. Back to the studio. Alhaji Haruna Muhammad joining Alhaji Kwaba. Good. But back to Alhaji Mahdi. My name so any adapts bia. I'd wanted to engage my listeners on the issues about the energy sector because here didn't come over can be different. Be so out there and
Bobie, I think say if we allow omo engage direct kasa, the people understand really the kind of economy that we are running. I can't want some crazy. But the only thing I can say is, I've drawn many people's attention. Mine say, you won't be that 2-3 years ago. They cool, they won't say, yeah, Bobie about to say, will be a baby.
Okay.
And to say, Obi, every be now can say politics, and I dear we are artificial. We didn't be been a see who. So for me, I enjoy even listening to them because whatever I will say is to praise my government. Yeah. To say a dear yeah, no any better. But I direct engage in those things. I can say a dear yeah no the papa mo I'm happy to hear that one because say I read the economy because the only time I read the economy amount for say budget 2017 na ano artificial jubilation MPP reading budget and aboso kai for koji soroku ekosa yes economy we budget we the best one tete nyama artificial obekaya tete nyama so within 3 months pepe no musati musu up to the 8 years of MPP the same people today in fact it's about if artificial but people are telling them say dia mo ye na abro e na mo ye because in for so amunya afi o mine no more because of dollar no ya says mo nya for so e but I say abro ni be ye nti but Ghanaians are seeing the good work of the Juma ye but economy we need there I am happy in fact for the first time I would say budget unti jargons be unti na question the real story and natural. This is the first time that kind of budget. So for me, if you have the opportunity like that, especially when my brother, I'm more come and say my difference in because Rebecca said we the side but I believe that from where we are going, Bobie, I am clear in my mind. Say we have a good story to tell in 2028 as a party. We have a good story when we go out to tell our story. A story I ever can through in 2028. A story I ever can.
But as to whether a bit me at now will say, that is.
Will be MPP. I catch us end June. Almost say end June. Almost $1 back to 25 Ghana cedis. Almost say doom so beba. Almost say intimate to your contractors. Ever since a year budget we know. What's our market says and contractors? This is the first time I read the budget. I take him more than 3 days, 4 days, opposition and your press conference. Omonya read the true state of economy. And what's my this is the first time.
Omayo.
Let me know, man. Red.
We state of the economy. Or yeah, press conference to rebut but to organize
say omuka say dollar no say dollar 10 cedi and this na nanka yamu a say ni dollar that they have not done that one they have nothing to emu ni bibi omatimi aka say when the belly di omo baomia ana wan baomia the beka ana say why na betu aka say maybe state true state of economy because they told us say first year na e buy artificial you do 1 year. Let me manage this economy to this level. You should come and tell us, the bill. Yeah, now, no, and yeah. Bobie, I think that for me, I am happy. Say, Yanya, be a why finance. In fact, apparently idea to force a work out parliament in a time of majority no, so no one can go. In fact, if you even observe all our ministers, more parliament then, Minister of Health, some ranking, about health issues, about energy issue. In fact, prove say some opposition no, you do with Juma. In the light issue, in the obeying issue.
Yeah.
And now obey.
No, that is what can person me engage the public.
Right.
So quick one, Elijah, I'll come back to you. And my menu 10 minutes. Let's Ghana for me out there. 0302208090. Tell me observations with a year doomso. May fact just about 5, 6, 7 callers and no. Your observations about doomso, please. Men via Nkobebia, we are talking about energy sector doomso. But because a citizen show, we engage the people out there. So that it not be like studio and so I want to engage the people out there. Let's talk about your observations about and be honest on your observations, not because of partisan purposes. Hello.
Hello.
Pacho Mwafidi and from Accra.
Yo. Mr. Commander.
Okay. Pacho Yanko.
Commander. Hello.
Yes, sir. Pacho Yanko.
Commander.
Yes, sir.
Say no, Bibia fine, light off, no, doom son a new obium. But we pay interview now only.
Hello. Yes, take it to common patcho in face. Let's take to a year and common dinner and let's move on. Right? Let's take to it. Moving on. Hello. Yes, sir.
Hello, Commander.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Now the doom son now everything it's okay, but we're having some problem. When it be sometimes like 20 minutes, they put it off.
If an hour,
more competent. Sometimes it can't on and off. It can't on that 20 minutes and 30 minutes, they put that off.
The whole of competent and I say,
some part of competent.
Which part?
Maybe the industrial side, because we are using the industrial one.
Okay.
The industrial light.
Okay. All right.
It's two-phase.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this one is from Committee 10. Let's move on. Another caller. Quick one. Hello. Okay. All right. So hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Pacho, metonka.
Yo, last week Friday, Saturday, and dance to my line. Press stop. Easy.
If
dance to my last week Saturday.
Dance man.
Zaman. Last week Saturday.
Okay, so on and off.
Yeah, on and off. That's what baby now. I said so.
Okay, so those things they are more checking with ECG say within an area problem or nah.
ECG phone more information via.
I see.
More information via.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. You go for another caller. Quick one. Let me check. Why not? I'll send it data as me. All right, so Felix Yabua says, Commander, the government should segregate the markets and still consider the flat VAT rate. That will also bring more taxes. All right, hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, me brother, where?
Yeah, where?
And then I'm a particular woman in Doom son. You do so, baby. Who say it's not doing so about we are making. No more be complain about my idea 100%. Some bye.
All right, okay. The first area in Kanyano stable doesn't mean others cannot complain. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Bobie at saying
Majeso Minia.
Aiko.
Yeah.
Mimi wa pram.
Yeah.
So pram na okay.
Pacho meet you.
Me pram na dum son eni ha. That's a woman ba ko mu dum no. What you say? A woman is new experience kakra. Sometimes the whole day. Wow. Ni nyene mu efu se dia. Won say this population no do so. Ntia na nyenwa. But dum son there a call. It's okay. As you say, because once a while that's normal. Okay. Once a while it's normal.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Thank you. Oh no what pram. Hello. Me Pacho meet you.
Good evening.
Pacho, mo wa fidie no nko from wine Pacho.
Hello.
Pacho mo fidie no nko from wine. All right, my man go for another caller, quick one. My man go for another caller.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah,
good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
But a friend in New Kind.
Okay.
My friend Gomwa Dominatis.
Okay, me yanko.
Yeah. I was the other new service number one. Sesiano. One face spend a year, instead of 3 face, no 1 face spend a year, Hello.
Okasa asiane say.
What is?
Okasa asiane say. What is the implication?
If I can say.
O say 3 faces no anya juma 1 face na ya juma na say. So the impact.
What say okita me for say 3 face machine. They say blood factory ni sa nyama no. Almost 3 face. Like 3 lines na 3 face.
Yeah, Matthias here.
But see, on 1 face pen a juma. Until you will be kita 3 face meter and you juma. This is why 1 face.
Okay, all right, Matthias here. Thank you. My main fab last that one caller. Hello. Yes, sir. Pacho mo fidie no come from why?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Mikasa Odoko.
All right.
Odoko.
Okay.
Odoko Goland, I had a lot of beer and Bahoda. It's a woman.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bobie.
Yes, sir.
Do something there. Maybe I come to a car there like you to do the moon like a cram. I mean, I'm intrigued and never in a blog. Never in a blog, you didn't touch it. Oh, from Catamaso. On the moon like a crab, 1 hour crab, 1 hour, half 5 hours, you come for Manica, Mahama, or high to do.
I dare win to you.
Oh, Bobie. Now, Miss Sophon is so. The friend I cloud, the first boom. Now, Mrs. Doom Solid, you move the archer. Oh, the old mommy, do better. Take our cake, mammy. Why? Can't you jump on a show?
Why don't you move fridge, you know?
Baby, you do this, and yet, blog then an income. That's it. Omudum Nankasa free easy, yeah. As an income money. Why? The trainer and the financial.
Yo, Martin, why?
Yo.
Maddy. My Jimmy so. Majai. There will be unconscious, will be unfroze, be phone lines.
At least, Commander Uti, callers are challenging be brain, no, within areas. And expansions na yeah, or mine and Cassan ABA. But 5 year crop for MPP. How much investment in all those things? We'll be in there, Meno can say. Only me say National Signal Bureau.
Yeah.
8 years under the MPP. Omuni office in the region. 10 months here, I have 4 regional offices.
I see.
Volta region, Eastern region, Bono, and Bono East. I see new officer, you be used. I have found man for you, Juma. Our money for 10 months. 10 months. It tells you how you're doing amount of money. So, this, our opponent are NPP. Almost dear not to say. Sika ye titi post other general. Sika ye budget ye more use 3 times, 5 times of the sika. Then come with invest side cables among for areas. These issues are here cano.
Alaji Akwaba. So Alaji, you heard the finance minister. And his statement was so clear. Or say the economy has now recovered. Do you agree with him?
Oh, Aban Papa. Aban Papa. Aban Papa.
And I know Alaji say, Omoba Accra100.5FM coupon a full cry more. And
What's about Papa buying tea? So, Alaji about 8 years so.
Coupons.
Oba no kono sa bompa am say challenge am nishira.
Ne say
Commander.
Tia me tia say because of me tia mo beto to mo office ni.
Commander Ukaya. Titi kanino. Yenyi bano. Na Rollins. Na ye duduo na ye ni titi Rollins na oye omampenyin dada. Na omampenyin of the Republic of Ghana. Na the technocrats omo every knowledge about the economy and the knowledge of everything concerning the economy. No role is maybe no new economists. We are there. They'll tell you say no you're from 4 liver. Na Rollins as from 4 liver. Otimi esum o mine Ghana to the extent say oko opposition ana osi o hand it over yantimi amfa one single chrono to tag him ana ebo no say wa we aban sika na wafa Ghana sika nanso no the people na oni omo eye dwuma no knew what Ghanaians wanted and they indeed served Oman Ghana. Every electoral cycle comes with its dynamics and a stories are yedibeko abatu. The Atufosin led finance ministry, for that matter, Ghana economy. Dear Emma Mikai when Osibuchi as finance minister. You see, obe ready and obe kind budgeter. Na ubia interest. Ewo. Say we are new. We new. When say you see you be kind budgeter. Upe say unkot na fie eti ebi radio na tinia Osibuchi. So for me, atu forcing nia obeyeye ena nia yebe discussi eya dia ekaimi what used to be the case. The economists will tell you were what we call growth and development. These are two legs of the economy. One is quantitative and one is qualitative. Same thing, macro and macro economies. Before, history will tell you, say, any change of government by the only thing that the government will do first is a payment of a contract. Payment of contractors. Every change of government, starting from Kufuor by after transition, March or 2 contractors. Atamis by the same thing. Mahama continue the same thing. Nana Akufo-Addo by the same thing. But unfortunately, like I indicated, every electoral cycle, it won a dynamics. And so you cannot say what has used to be the case should continue. So Atuforsen has come with a different approach to how we deal with the economy. Considering the fact say Atuforsen has inherited an economy that was a state of junk status, not rated by Ghana, but an international accredited rating institution worldwide. Atuforsen has decided, and when I listened to him, far before even this day, the budget day, he has indicated to every Ghanaian, say, the economy NDC he inherited, a economy that need a drastic approach to revamp all sectors of the economy, so that odi sa enumunyam no emma all the sectors of the economy before he would come to talk about development. And that is the stability of the macro economy and the growth. So Atuforsen, Atuforsen since Obaya, he has not been spending. Yes, your traditional approach of spending. Contractors are the most people every government would want to pay. And say that means the government is spending. That is not only the case. This has been a traditional way of spending. Amount for any. But there are various ways government will spend, especially given the fact that the economy that any government will inherit will consider what the state of the economy is before you will decide to spend otherwise. So Atuforsen has decided to stabilize the economy, focusing on the macro stability. The macro stability that will drive the growth and by extension create jobs. So Atuforsen approach to giving money to contractors to go to sites for they going to buy iron rods, going to buy equipment, putting money in the pocket of people. A different approach that Atuforsen has decided to take. And every country, Kufuor Kabibi, the former president, say if you want to govern your nation and succeed, and ma come and the citizens, a come di omo a di any breba. Kufuor na kai. So Atuforsen has studied the economy.
Ma come any oman for no party followers.
It's a fact. Some party followers are citizens. Commander, and Atuforsen has decided to stabilize the economy. And since January up till date, nobody came out to say Nema board. Nobody. I'm yet to hear that. Say since January, Nema Ekoso and Bafom. I'm yet to hear that. One, Commander Tiha Kanino na me di uka se mrebi me di banku ebaya miton wo Kingsby. What can say amre no? Time na ye citizenship anajo.
Yeah.
With the banku bi baye. Na wura ho.
Yeah. Me kai pa.
So,
but what's your kohobio?
Oh, sir, my area. I'm telling you that place is where I eat every day, and it has been improved. The size has been improved.
We are sure.
I am telling you. So,
okay.
I'm telling
you. Because you will video that no.
I will bring it for you to see.
Someone in video no how the bank could be buying more. Last year.
Okay. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yes. 2 years ago. 2023.
Yeah, my python no chama me person approve said the
yes. And the resetting agenda of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is not because he is resetting the agenda, the country to enrich himself. No, unlike others, promise here to protect the public purse and then ending up creating holes in the private pockets where it is not only the public purse but private purse.
They swallowed them.
Or creating holes for private pockets.
So they swallowed the public purse. They just swallowed it.
So yes. So Mahama, His Excellency is telling Ghanaians that look, 2026 the budgets are to force in a present year will then reflect in the pocket of individuals. Because if you look at what Atufosen has done in terms of choking the success in the area of inflation, for the past, since 2019, we've never seen single digits after 2019. It was 2019 that I single digit. Today, inheriting 23% of inflation, and less than a year, we are talking about single digit. What can I say? His Excellency Evans Atamils, Obaye, in 2009, okay, we saw single digit inflation. Yes. And today, less than a year, we are experiencing single digit inflation. It tells you, sir, the physical discipline of the economy, making way the success of the single digits. The stability of the macro indicators are such that we are there. If you are the citizen of this country and we are Jordania and Equania, by all means, you will feel it because you would go to the market to buy the foodstuffs and go home for you and your family to enjoy, and you will experience the massive reduction of goods and services. Yeka about the areas where we contribute so much to the economy in this country are services. And you know, the services in the past and present. Today, we're talking about 47% leading the chart of the service industry and the contribution of the to the GDP. Agric sector, which was hovering around 18-19, just in less than, upon all the planting for food and jobs in they handed over 19.2%. Within this 9 months or so,
and construction inflation too is coming.
It's coming down.
Yeah.
Within these few months, we are experiencing over 22% in the agri sector. It tells you, sir, everything. Sana.
Nami experience a year growth in the agri sector of 22%.
Yes.
Now, sir, me experience a year building inflation. They say on 9%, which means the iron rods I buy.
Yes.
As a cocoa farmer, above from.
Because your disposable income has gone up.
Yes, the wires I buy, maybe 2 bedrooms we.
Above from because
cement.
You have so much disposable to spend.
Yeah, cement above from.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, through Atufosen focused instead of paying the contractors with the little money, stabilizing the economy. No, let me use that to focus on the stability of the economy. Ansah, I will then begin to talk about what? Spending on areas where the contractors are owed. It doesn't also mean, say, Atufosi is not spending. You open phone lines to seek views of Ghanaians, not foreigners. Even the foreigners are will tell you, say, they have enjoyed a stability of the lights for the past 9 months or so. When NDC assumed office, what did the minister say? Okay, sir, the area Oko as minister is very slippery. So the man says, no, the money I would use to pay contractor, let me use it to look at areas where I would be able to get food. I'll be able to get people who are importers. I'll be able to get anything that people would relate, feel, Gani. And that is where he begin spending on such areas instead of paying the contractor. And he hasn't stopped there. Okacha will say, the big push His Excellency has spoken about on the manifesto, they will enroll. And when they enroll it, the contractor and then the businessman, the iron rod seller, and what have you, that resources will trickle down to everybody. But for now, I don't want you to go home hungry. Let's focus on how we can stabilize the macro indicators. And those indicators are clear. One is the inflation. Two, the growth rates. We saw how much are inherited here as foreign reserves. Foreign exchange reserve. How much? And today, we're talking about billions of dollars.
Yeah.
So all areas just towards the resetting agenda, and the macro indicators are 2026 is brighter and will be brighter than.
And one may war issue about consistency, whether we can enjoy a consistent stability. Maybe say take you flight say you stability. I like it, but
you know
as to
that
whether the NDC government, the managers now have the capacity.
The circular flow of income, these people will tell you, the economists will tell you how the circular flow of income goes. One, the government plays a huge responsibility when it comes to putting money into the pocket of individuals. Making sure that the industries are local ones, enjoy the stability, which is what? The macro indicators. One is your inflation. Two, your currency. If today, as we speak, that the importers will tell you that they are at ease to the extent that your ship now, a free amanoni bar, it can spend less than close to 1 month, and it tells you that something is happening at the port. Now His Excellency has gone to cut short for the expansion of the harbor. But less than a year ago, harbor was a ghost town simply because your macro indicators and indices were wrong. Therefore, you didn't get it right. No motivation for importation. Nobody. That is not to also say the local industries in this country have been left out. And if you reduce the VAT and you agree to pay, it will create employment, because the volumes that you would whether you import or whether you produce, you'll be able to get what? Reserves. That 1%, multiply that 1% by the number of volumes you would have paid. It tells you that when you are a visionary leader, you foresee how much you can put into people's pocket by not giving them cash, but creating the avenue so that you and I can make use of that avenue. And that is the avenue we are talking about.
And it's a first pano, Meyika 150,000. And then Meyika 120,000. Meyika 70,000. At least
50,000.
Environment na create BBM amenya 50,000.
We many obina about increments of almost salaries to 9%, and then others to 47%. I just ended it there. And maybe some say, Juma, baby, I woo as we speak. Can you know? Name more fuel allowance 2,000 a week. 2,000 a week. Now, that 2,000 a week. You go home with deficit of 100 cedis. You go home with deficit. Next, let's say you would have to add 100 cedis to get the full tank for 1 week. Today, as we speak, you spend half of Sasikano.
1,000 cedis.
1,000 cedis. Abra Ghana Ansah Nedinyu. We haven't changed name Ghana. It's still Ghana. And Kanino as Ghanaian, you used to spend 2,100. And today Ghana, you spend 1,000 cedis. So can you tell me that you don't have extra income to add to your salary? So
if the 2,000 no, for a week, which means 2,000 bet me I'm gonna full 2 tanks for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks.
So the following week 2,000 bonus.
It's service. It's bonus. You are not. That is your allowance for fuel keke. Now, yes, sir, increase your salary by 9%. That 9%, no. Can you know now we are Ghanaian, no, and you are still Ghanaian. Can you know with 9% now, 24% now, you needed to add 10% to it to be able to get 1 month's salary. In real terms, would this kind of 5,000 kwajoma 1 month, no? You would have to add 1,000 cedis so that you can survive a month. See now, with that 24% no krano. But see ya 9% addition to the 24% now the no. Ninyi now so you are still a Ghanaian, and when you go to the market, you spend less than half of that money. You have so much disposable income today that the propensity to save has gone up. The appetite to spend has gone up, and yet the inflation rate is down. What it means is say when you go to the market, the rice you used to buy 750 cedis is now 350 cedis. Strike the difference. The oil that I used to buy 950 and 1,000 cedis today is 480 cedis. How much savings have I made? The importer, those things I used to buy. What can I say? Me baha ebesun gusu say me maboka. Okay. To the extent that I needed to add over 200,000 cedis to be able to clear my goods. This same Ghana, the name has not been changed to Gold Coast. It's still Mother Ghana, and today I am able to save 400,000 Ghana cedis simply because the dollar rates are His Excellency, who has the country at heart, managed to reduce the dollar to its barest minimum. Is something that has put money into my pockets. That money would have gone to government. Today, he has reduced it. And that is what we are talking about, enabling environment. The people who are industry players will tell you that the cost of production at a time and today is not the same. This same government has put measures to stop, it is in our laws, that we should stop importation of finished goods. Atufosin has said it, that he's going to strengthen the local industries, making the economy that people take finished goods from any other country and dump it on Ghanaians will never see daylight anymore. And that is how we create enabling environment. Let me remind Ghanaians of what and how wicked Nana Akufo-Addo and his cousin Ken Ofori-Atta has done to Mother Ghana. I listened to the finance minister, Miuraho, and I'm telling you that I say to everybody, Obia Okase democracy nye, nyambe tuye ni pakrono ka baku. Look, let me tell you something. Imagine you pretending to do roads. Say, Pokwasi interchange. Awudi abain di ekoji sika 750 million meant for this particular road. For 24 months, we never knew. They withdraw all the money and spent it on different things that we never knew. To the extent that people would lie that they were importing goods and services worth $13.5 billion. And out of that amount of money, omuchonto say yedi abai $1, anke say yedi service o mine Ghana no. deliberately edisasika no eko amanoni eko save ye in the guise of importation of goods and services. Abra those particular monies, more than 30 million Ghana cedis is unaccounted for. Where's that money? Money laundering. Atufos say oye ni hwehwemu. And people head must roll and people will go to jail.
Until we are done with these investigations. I didn't we complain.
No.
You the two
shouldn't do complaint.
You the two mission some what you never mean who nipa kransa no abeka kire me. Don't tell me. So we
two issues.
But you be support. Who the mo nkrofo kra no mo abeka. But you know who the man make be ankyere. You don't want it.
One simple way.
My lady queen is sitting there.
One simple issue I can say a bit more sustain this performance. Yeah, about discipline.
Yeah, the physical discipline.
Discipline. Once we have a minister, we have the president that believe in discipline. Will be November next year by this time. We can say at the we do not MPP now, but we are for because of discipline, you see this economy working well.
Right. Thank you. Live at Accra100.5 Citizen Show Monday afternoon version. And the Ebre Mono na nkomono nkomo bebre. Mame Farasi ma Alhaji Haruna Muhammad, Alhaji Mahdi Muhammad, Jibril yada mumienu ase na ya akwaba.
Eja.
Boko there.
I'm here to more commander now, so
Boko, tell me, how do you see this budget reading?
Budgety? Ekoyi. Baby, Abefebia will be a camera the answer na budget in a bebano to need say, and it has so budget. Look, a buy no. Need us will be brave.
Are you honest with your observation?
Nanka COVID levy. Nyankopo anya ya domo asana nketete yehuna no. The enemy chiri kura ne se me ko supermarket akoto ade. Na me hu COVID levy no wo so na mbuofu. Anya hwe no. Ye COVID levy no. Anya hwe wo de hwe ni budget no mo no. Ye afrim. And so that is enough.
But the consistency as to whether they can sustain baby I look at the dollar, I look at the inflation indicators, me share. Sani money na me say but
ebe sant siaba for man na say
ade job say but can they sustain it? I have a problem with that.
The biaya na me can already ya so say NDC can never afford to fail. This time. NDC ntimi fail because the hope Ghana for nya wo NDC mu this time. Say wo mukoye butrobudu adwuma bia
manfo ni bebre wo so say
ke nyina ye be bro wo
ye beto abo akopa
ke nyina ye betu agu wo so beto abo akopa no ko mani bebre pa but meaning say John Dramani Mahama wo vision nti ena wahehye na ban se ne huni enti ye nyina de betimi aya ne se de mpaibo be de betaye kire enkwan ye da anosini osabinom
Nana tifri ona yebebo we no fri o.
Abusuafo ye kwaton ade. Ai MTN. Oseme nkanchira o se usufre no watie. So on se or the free after one buy. Eni nyina ye tugu so a bona baba. Eni o se aye yende nti wo the MTN free after one extra. Wo the asan ababio. The tie asem de nie. Wafra wo dofo bi wo mpena bi. Ya woni ni di nkomo no a MTN say ye one na one po e na obekasa akwa akodura first 10 minutes bia no wo be chew 9 minutes of the talk time no free ma be nchiro mu yi me say everyone na wa obekasa bia no first 10 minutes bia no MTN say wo betua mu just 1 minute of 10-minute talk time na sa 9 minutes na aka ni nyina ye free no asa aka sa na 10 minutes foforo asan aba no atua 1 minute pe na de aka sa kopem sa obeka sa awie umpe we na apede dial *550# mame *550# *550# e prompt nti no follow eno ano no MTN free after one extra ɔsɛ obiara mfa ne ho nyim ɛsiane sɛ wei ɛdɛ paa yɛkɔ akɔpɛ besia na yɛde atu yɛ ha wɔ ano bronya no ɛnkyɛ na ba ɛnɛ November bosome no sɛ yɛnim sɛ de ɛtɔ so dunson no nie kakrakra yɛsi December no mu a yɛnni agorɔ yɛni abere afi bronya no nyɛ sɛ Canadian no ana ayɛ ngongonan no afi bronya no bɛyɛ de papa na bɛyɛ de nso a sɛ wonim sɛ yɛde sika na yɛ bibia enti bills microcredit say menka nkyerɛ na anwumre yi sɛ bɔ mmɔden na bra na afei wone wɔnom emedi nsa wɔ so sɛ bɛgye besia sɛ woyɛ adwuma na apɛ sɛ wotrem anaasɛ bia adwuma no koraa deɛ woyɛ ne dada na mmom wopɛ besia bi na wode ahyɛ mu kena anaasɛ afei koraa na apɛ sɛ wohyɛ adwuma no ase watoto ani atoto adi wo nkɔm a awiase mu ahu sɛ ho kyerɛ wo a ɛna ahu sɛ sɛ boafo ani baabia agye nyame wakyerɛ wasɛm mu akyerɛ kwabrane no wowie ɔsemine mmoa bia bills se wɔno ne saa ho kyerɛ mu boafoɔ no deɛ hia ne sɛ wɔbɛfa wo Ghana card na wode aba me sɛ wode wo Ghana card collateral sem biaa nim nya fe na abɛtoto susu na da bɛn ne kyena adiska yɛ agye adwa bills microcredit say memfa number into dwama na bra na wɔma wo besia 0596 920 833 0596 920 833 and 0302 200 390 0302 200 390 kaisa terms and conditions apply. Yenya sika wie nanso yade ne ye netie manso herbal clinic se de wo chiri e woni wiase no no se wo sika papa bi di na yade ene wo di asie enti bramanso herbal clinic na wo de wo ba nkyere wo yade mu ye mpesa ebesa na se wo toto ye dwuma ye die na se ye nim de ene enim ne ayeye yakoso samfidie twotwowro emfidie kukudam efrikwase broni kurom ne edi aba enti ese wo de hia ne so beto gidi anamo no na waba me say to gidi anamo no na bra na wo to gidi anamo no wie na wo ba ye yankasa ye de wo beto afidie so afidie ne benununu ne pedue no mu awurawura ntene ne nompe ne mogya mu na afei baabia yade ne hye bia ko a na wache no oche ne saa na afei ya dwuma na sɔre ɛhɔ ne ɛba bɛma wunuro pewa ɛdura ɛba bɛtu nyarwa na se deku ɛde amawo Shoshamanso Herbal Clinic echikwan ɛwɔ New Fadama Bombay Washing Bay New Fadama Bombay Washing Bay number 0272 019 917